The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Krellba, welcome to the show.
Howdy, Dave. Howdy, folks.
I don't know if Joe's coming. I sent him the invite. I haven't heard anything, but he could be coming in late.
Well,
but he isn't
Hulk
on time.
will not be seen.
He's not on time.
You advertised.
He's not on time. And let me make sure. Let me see if his what my producer thinks about that. Florida. She is not pleased. Anyways, how's everybody doing? We also have a guest, Jerry, who was on last week, is also going to pop on. Why is my internet now saying it's wonky? Now it's coming back. Who knows? Jerry will be on this evening for your listening enjoyment. And when I say that, I mean for those of you who are insomniacs and need a reason to sleep, Jerry will put you to sleep with guitar talk. No, Jerry should be here whenever he gets here. I knew he was out when I talked to him, I think around 6 o'clock. We were both out running errands and doing stuff. But he will be on. Let's see. Dwight Chapin, how are you, sir? Charlie S.,
Dwight.
Welcome. David M., welcome. And Mikey Newman. Very good. Good to see you, my friend. So,
Newman.
how is, what's happening, Krell?
Nothing much. Went out with you yesterday for cigars. We didn't go for a meal together because it was Mother's Day. And
yes.
I went to, you went to Legal Seafoods, I believe, right?
I did. I took my mom there. Teddy and Ruth, welcome. Andrew Collins, welcome. Please put a mic. I asked her, and she wasn't really that comfortable. Johnny Kramer, welcome. And yeah, so I asked her. I said, "Let me put the mic on you." She would just work away from it anyway. She gets a little shy. But Speed for Hire, welcome. Speed for Hire is being very generous. He's giving free beer icons to anybody on the first round. And yeah.
Thanks a lot.
So anyways, Teddy and Ruth, I saw you had a comment. Now give me a second. Let me think of what it was. It was on a song. Was it on today's song? It's a very nice comment. Yeah, somebody else commented that they thought the chord was a C9. I think I played an F over C. To me, I hear it as an F, although I could see someone playing it as a B flat, but I hear an A in there, so it'd be like a B flat major 7, which would be a C13. Yeah, I like it as the F over C. That's how I hear it, as that modulating chord. Anyways, what is that, Krell, that you're holding up there?
Oh, I'm just trying to adjust the lighting a little.
All right.
This was up here, and it was getting in the way of the light. I need to push the light back a little.
Oh, okay. Very good.
I was glaring.
Why, thank you very much, Teddy and Ruth. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, I try to keep it simple. I try to make it fast and not really focus on note strings and all that stuff, because to me, I'm like, if I got to tell you to play an A on the third string and you don't know what's the second fret, we're at a whole different level of me not wanting to teach you. Because there's some stuff you got to do on your own. You know, you got to do the work. And that's one of the reasons I don't like tablature for people, because it's silly the way some of the fingering is on tablature. And it really doesn't show you how to look at the fingerboard properly. In fact, it teaches you how not to see the fingerboard. So now I would say that, I tend to not like tablature and teach the way that I teach. And I appreciate those that enjoy that.
I like it as a quick way to, if you really need to, I mean, if you know where the notes are and stuff, and you don't have time to listen to record and kind of get on your head, just for a quick reference, it's fine.
Oh yeah. I mean, nothing's more annoying than when you go to a channel and they're like showing you a song and you're like, that's not the chord.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And not only that, you know how to play it and it's not even in the right position. It doesn't even sound right.
Yeah. Well, usually I can just hear it. I'm like, what the hell are they playing? That's not the song. So I appreciate everybody on the lessons. I already have next week's lesson going up it's going to go up for next Monday, but I already have it done. And I got to do the week after that over again, but that'll be a fun one. Yeah, Dwight. I like the wars that start in the comments on Ultimate Tabs. I don't even read them. I don't even know what they are.
I know where Ultimate Tabs is, but I've never gone to the forums in there.
I don't know what they had comments or anything. But yeah, no, I mean, Ultimate's one of those sites where it's like, what the hell chord are you calling this? And some of the times it's pretty good, but just misses the boat. Like the last time I looked at Ultimate, it was on a song from Chaka Khan. And it called the chord a 7-flat-9. And I'm like, it's a 7-flat-9, all right, but it's got a sharp 5. And then in comment on the sharp 5, and the horn is playing the sharp 5 with it. So it's kind of like weird that they missed that one note. To me, that makes the chord. So, and also really when you're playing it on the guitar, really makes it into one position you can play it in to make it sound like the record, in my opinion. So, there's that. So we smoked cigars yesterday. Now, Krellbar, I forget. No, I didn't forget. You opened up the cigar session with a champagne from Perdomo.
Yep, and I've got one to show here.
All right, so this is what Krellbar smoked yesterday. It's a Connecticut wrapper. If you're new to cigars or you don't smoke cigars and you wanted to try one, it's an excellent cigar to try because a Connecticut wrapper is always going to be a very mild, light smoke. Now, cigars is nothing you inhale, so it's not like you're inhaling these things, but it's a nice, light smoke.
Some people do.
My smoke for yesterday was an H. Upmann, the Sun-Grown Magnum. Excellent cigar. Excellent. So we had that. The lady on horns. Well, it's not a horn. It's a clarinet, which is part of the woodwind family. And even though saxophone, technically they call a horn, I believe is not a horn. It's
saxophone.
But yeah, she plays clarinet. She's a girl that I met from the gym that a buddy of mine who works the front desk. Oh, you like that camera placement? Yeah.
This is what Dave had, by the way.
That's the one I had.
He had the Magnum. Yeah,
the Magnum, a little bit fatter and longer than that. Yeah. I still got to order those. Yeah. Maybe tonight. I just paid my registration. I just renewed.
Yeah, it was too windy.
My car.
I felt like having one today, and it was just too windy out.
Roma de Cuba is a great cigar. I love the one with the red on the foot, Dwight, which is just the standard Roma de Cuba. That's a great cigar. The placement of the camera for AM station now has been to the left. I don't know, you guys, I always talk about how Chrissy's the manager there. She dates the owner. She comes on at the very end of the last show when we were busting on Jimmy a little bit. But yeah, Elaine, I met at the gym. A buddy of mine was like, she plays clarinet. And she's like, yeah, I go around to my friends' gigs and I sit in on songs. So we said, well, come on down. Come on down. And so she came down, and that was cool for Saturday. And then Sunday we smoked cigars. Well, first I went to dinner, lunch with my sister and mother, and then down and smoked cigars. I had 3 yesterday.
Yeah, you did. Gary gave you that one.
Yeah. But then after that, I got home and I got a message from someone saying, hey, Chris is doing karaoke. Well, I saw the post, Chris is doing karaoke. And so I went and hung out at this place called Ben's, which I've played a few times live in Avon, Mass. And watched some karaoke for a bit, hung out with my friend Chris, and then saw a bunch of other friends that were just there. It was funny. This one guy walks up to me and he's like, aren't you the guitar player for FM station? I'm like, yeah. It's like, how come you guys don't play much anymore? Last time I saw you was at Martini's. I'm like, I'm at Martini's every Saturday with AM. And he didn't know. So he's like, oh, we got to make a drive out there. And, but it was very funny because I was like, because usually I see people in the crowd. I've never seen this guy before. Yeah, no, I know. There's nothing I can do, Pam. It's just the internet. And for some reason, it's telling me that it's wonky. And then it'll go back. So wait till I become unfuzzified. Unfuzzified. So I went there last night. And actually, I ran into one of Jerry's friends. Talked to her for a while. And yeah, it was fun. And this guy, another guy who comes to see AM station all the time, he brought his guitar, so he was going to do karaoke and sing. And so we were talking about his Strat, and he's brand new to playing guitar. He's only been playing guitar for 3 years. He's really new to electric. He has a Strat, but the string broke. So I told him to come over tomorrow. I'd give him a set of strings and string it up, polish up the frets, and send him on his way. So I'm going to do that tomorrow for this guy at 4. Just to, not really, doesn't really know his way around the guitar much. So I figured I would help him and do that for him. And he was very nice. He was there with his wife last night. It was a very interesting crowd. Years ago, when I played there the first time with Chris, the guy who's the host of the karaoke, hey now, Tim Thomas, I said to him, this is like playing for the island of misfit toys. It's just the people there. It's such an odd group. And that's who was there last night. So, and somehow they all remembered me, which I wasn't banking on. I thought I could slide in, slide out. Slide it in right to the top. I'm going to slide. But yeah, so anyways, just good time. Fun. I should have filmed some of it, but I didn't. And yeah. So that was that. Today, I had to teach, and then I had to run a million errands for my mother into every damn store I could possibly find. And hit the gym in the morning, cardio. Oh, cardio was tough today. It's tough. Anyways, some people all the time, I want tonight to be a forum of, we're doing the regular show, but if anyone has questions, because I post pictures on Instagram and I post pictures on Facebook, and people ask questions in my Dave's Guitar channel, which I hate going to from my phone. I don't know. It's just such a weird thing the way Facebook now makes it like I can control both the things. It's just weird. And so if you have any questions like about what I did for my diet or what I'm doing or anything like that, or even if you have questions for Krellbar in that respect, feel free to ask. Hey now, Jan. So Jan posted a very cool blues thing yesterday that he sent me, and I liked it a lot. Yeah, and there was some really nice phrasing. I liked the scales that you were using. The overall vibe was very nice. It was. I
actually saw that popped up in my feed.
Oh, it did, and the changes were interesting. Like I loved those changes. To me, like I'll be the first one. So let me just tell this story. Recently, I was speaking to a girl who told me her brother plays guitar, and I knew who he was. And she was like, don't you think he's excellent? My response was, yeah, I'm not a fan of the blues. I'm just not. I think it's pedestrian. I don't care for it. And so she sent me a clip of him playing, and I'm like, well, I mean, his bends aren't in tune. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm just not impressed. I don't think he's that great of a player. And I'm like, there's so many things about his playing that I don't like, especially when somebody comes at you and they're like, isn't this guy great? No, he's not. But then I watched Jan, and I'm like, here's a guy playing over tough changes. It's bluesy, but it's jazzy, and he's going for it. And he's playing the out notes, and he's playing, I think melodic minor in a few places. I dug it. I was like, this is great. And the bends he was doing. There's a couple of spots, Jan, where you hit half bends and you were nailing them. And a lot of people, most people don't do half bends. They don't think about half bends. They'll either do a full bend and never hit it. And you were hitting half bends, and I was like, good on you, man. I thought it was good. And anyone here that knows me knows I'm not going to sit there and say it was good. I would just not bring it up if I didn't like it. And if he wasn't a fan of my channel, then I would bring it up and be like, it sucked. But I liked it. I thought it was good. But if he's a fan of my channel, I just won't talk about it. Now you guys now you know my MO.
Got to draw that line.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying
I caught a little of it of the beginning. And, I apologize. Yeah, I told Dave I took a little nap earlier, and it was that when it showed up in my feed, and I started watching it, and I fell asleep after like a minute. I apologize. Not that it was boring or anything. It's just that I was a little exhausted. So I'm going to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like I said,
it sounded interesting at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't your typical, like I was saying, it wasn't a pentatonic scale playing the blues and going, look at me. Because God knows YouTube has enough of that. You know what I mean? It's just, I got the blues. Yeah.
Look at me.
There's a video, and just to tell you how disenfranchised with the blues I am, Hannah Baum, for some reason, is quoting Fast Times at Ridgemont High to you.
Yeah, Brad Hamilton. Yeah. Well,
no,
I think
Spicoli reads it.
Both of them, yeah.
Now, what was I just saying? Oh, there's a video where B.B. King is playing with Larry Carlton. They're both playing the blues. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen this. They play over the song like Don't Give It Up. And in the comments, what's that?
That's the song they played over with B.B. King? I've never seen that. I know the song.
B.B. King does the breakdown solo when it goes to like B flat and it just plays pedestrian blues licks. But the point is, people in the chat are being really nice to B.B. King going, oh, two legends. I'm like, two legends? Larry, every note is perfect in tune. It sounds gorgeous. I mean, it's right up my alley. And then I hear B.B. playing. It just sounds like a guy playing blues licks. I'm like, are you kidding? And then B.B. doesn't play any of the tough parts. Like,
oh, yeah. Well,
even the groove, when they start doing the groove in E, that E dominant groove they play. So listen, one thing I'll tell you about my channel is I'm always going to be honest. I'm just not impressed with blues players. I don't care. They don't do anything for me. You can like them. You can, I don't know.
You ever see that version of a song he does at the Baked Potato? It was used on his Starlicks. It was used on his Starlicks.
Of course, I've seen Starlicks.
In the solo, he's playing it and he builds up, and then the chord changes, and he hits just the right note. And when he changes it, it's like,
yeah, he's fucking great. Larry's awesome. Yeah. Johnny Crane is saying he got the Eddie Kramer F pedal today, used from guitar. What is the Eddie Kramer F pedal?
And what does the F stand for?
I'm not sure what the Eddie Kramer anything is.
I'm working on it.
Hey, now. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the Eddie Kramer pedal, what it's supposed to do.
Series F pedals. Oh, okay. F pedals is a series. So there's like E distortion, phase vibe are the first two pedals of the line. So it's a series.
Okay.
Yeah, the F series are a series.
All right. Well, very good. You can't get it to work, Johnny?
It's the line, but
no, but he has a distortion pedal.
Oh, I was looking at that. I didn't see the chat.
Yeah. He said distortion pedal. Yeah. Excellent, Johnny. Interesting. I
He only bought it because of the last name.
He's going to cross off Eddie and write Johnny, the Floyd Kramer.
Oh, the Cosmo Kramer.
Was Floyd Kramer the piano player guy that did the country piano guy?
Yeah, I can't remember his songs, but yeah.
I wonder if it's a good distortion pedal. I mean, you know what's funny about all this stuff, and I bring this up every time, no matter what you're using. I don't give a fuck if you got this Marshall here, which is what, the 2501, which I picked up used for $500, which was a great price to pick it up for. And it's in mint shape. Or you could get a DSL 40. Whatever you play, if you play good, everything's going to sound good. It's going to sound good. It doesn't matter. You can be nitpicky, but when the person listening is like, what the hell was that noise? Was that my phone in the other room?
Must have been. Didn't have any ringing here.
Oh, I think it was email because I heard it. I think it was the letter.
You had mentioned country, by the way. We need to mention that Mickey Gilley died.
Mickey Gilley did pass away.
Yeah, not a
Mickey
big
Gilley
fan,
was the cousin of the killer. What was the guy in piano? Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, one of his cousins. One he didn't sleep with.
Awful. You mean one that Jerry Lee Lewis didn't sleep with?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And the other cousin was Jimmy Swaggart.
Right. Yeah. And everyone who knows Gillies from Fine, Forget It.
Yeah, Urban Cowboy.
Great movie. It's one of the few movies I like with Travolta.
I'd have to go back. I mean, Deborah Winger was cute back then. She didn't age well.
Yeah, I never cared for her.
Yeah, I thought she had a down homey, everyday girl look that was appealing.
All right.
But she was a big disappointment.
I've seen the girls in your down home area. I'm not appealed.
She was a downer as Wonder Woman, though, because after Linda Carter left, I think she ended up doing Wonder Woman. And she
Deborah Winger did?
Yep. Let me look that up. I got to see exactly if it was just called Wonder Woman or. Yeah, she couldn't carry that.
Pulp Fiction. Why is he saying Pulp Fiction?
Oh, no. Deborah Winger is Drusilla Wonder Girl. So, I mean, they start together.
Oh, that was like the last season of Wonder Woman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Before they pull that thing off the air, they're like, what the hell is
like
this?
3/4 of a foot shorter and a little smaller.
Fine, forget it. Oh, I hated. I'm not a Pulp. I see what you're saying. No, I don't like Pulp Fiction. I don't like I don't like Tarantino. So
there's a lot of Tarantino I don't like as well. I mean, I think it gets a little pretentious, if that's the right word. It's like, hey, I'm Tarantino. I'm going to have these big conversation scenes and then have these graphic scenes, and it gets kind of formulaic. Though I did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I liked. I like
Travolta in Welcome Back, Kotter. Anyone ever see that? It's a fantastic film about four gentlemen referred to as the Sweat Hogs.
Barbarino.
God. How come Lawrence Hilton Jacobs wasn't in more?
Yeah, that's true. Well, a lot of TV movies and supporting cast. I mean, he was in Cooley High. He was in the Michael Jackson's miniseries. He was most recently in a Rob Zombie horror movie. What was that one? Someone 50, 51, 50. I can't remember. He played one of the carnies that got kidnapped. Well, I think he did a lot of stuff, just not a lot of high profile stuff.
Who?
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. Now, John Sylvester White is an underrated guy. Never saw him in anything except Welcome Back, Kotter. Let's see. Jackson's American Dream. Yeah. Yeah, he was in he was in Roots, the original. I didn't know how big of a part.
Who was?
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs.
He was in Roots?
Yep. Let me go back here. Let's see, 74.
Look, here's the problem. If you got to go to the IMDb to look at what he's been in, it makes the point the guy hasn't been in shit.
He was in Death Wish as a mugger.
Hey, Michael JB, what's up?
And what's his name? Denzel Washington was in Death Wishes too as a mugger. I remember that. Okay, Cooley High. He was in an episode of Beretta, Roots, Cotter. You know, there's a bunch of series. He was on Barnaby Jones.
Who played Woodman? What was his name?
John Sylvester White. That's who I said earlier. Underrated. Never saw him in anything except Cotter. Just,
ladies and gentlemen,
bad deadpan jokes.
Gonna have a special guest come in very shortly. He's entering the
green room.
octagon as we speak. What was that when they enter the octagon?
Yeah, that was Chuck Norris. It was just called the Octagon, I believe. Or Enter the Octagon may have been with John Saxon. I'm not sure.
Thank you, sweet he phone.
No, it's just Octagon. Chuck Norris and Lee Van Cleef was in it.
Oh, Lee Van Cleef. There's nobody. What is the movie where he's the master? It's him and Salami.
It's called The Master.
No, but is it Master 2? When Lee Van Cleef is in a ninja outfit, it's like, you have got to be kidding me that is supposed to be like, you're supposed to be afraid.
I thought it was a series.
I think they made it into a series.
Okay. Season 1, episode 1, 1984. Let's see. Let me see if
it's Salami, right? Van Patten?
Yep, and Timothy Van Patten.
No, is it Timothy? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely Tim.
John.
Yeah, from The White Shadow. Yeah, that was based on Cooley High.
What?
White Shadow was based on Cooley High.
You know, one time I was working in South Central Los Angeles, and I was getting driven back in my buddy's police car, and we drove by the two high schools from the White Shadow, which weren't far from each other.
Let me correct myself. I misstated. No, it wasn't. It wasn't White Shadow. It was What's Happening was based on Cooley High.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything wrong yet, Johnny, but keep an eye. Keep a tight perimeter. What's happening?
Hey.
I don't know if Joe's coming on tonight. We are not sure. I know I have somebody that's trying to come on, but he it looks like he failed. And Jerry should be coming on at some point when he gets home. I don't know. He may be messaging me on my phone. My phone's on the charger in the other room. I don't like bringing my phone in here because I feel like I'm always looking at it when I'm on here.
The surprise guest. Do I know who they are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was still taken out. Okay. But yeah. So, yeah, let's see what else happens in the news. So Mickey Gilley passed.
Yeah. And I know I mentioned Kevin Samuels, if anyone knows him on YouTube. I just started watching him a few weeks ago and he kicks the bucket. He's actually
hilarious. What's the deal with cigar smoking? Well, I enjoy it. I don't know. What's the deal with it?
Yeah, it's relaxing. You know, I told my doctor 6 months ago I took up cigar smoking. He says that's great.
Yeah.
Well, because I told him I smoked one too.
Your doctor wants you dead. You can't stand it. No, okay.
Yeah, of course.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Glasgow, Scotland, folks. Hugh Caldwell, everybody. Hugh, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi there. How you doing?
How's it going, Hugh?
Elroy, no, he feeds Mikey with that food too. It's for him and Mikey. Hugh, what is happening, my friend?
Not long woken up.
Oh, really?
Still
What's it?
half
5, 3. So it's
asleep.
2 in the morning, 2:30 there, huh?
Mhm.
Oof.
Nice.
I had to. The webcam wasn't showing up on the link there when I clicked on it. I had to restart my computer.
Oh, all right. Let me just tell everybody what you said. He said that his screen wasn't showing up. Kidding.
Okay.
Now for the hard of hearing, we bring in
Yeah, I
Garrett
was just going to
Morris.
say that, Garrett. What he said was
A top story tonight. So, Hugh, what's been going on? Have you been playing a different guitar? I think I stumbled on one of your videos where you had a different guitar and I haven't seen it.
What one would that be?
I don't know. When
I'll
I
have to
watch
go to the
nothing
channel.
personal, when I watch your videos with the collabs, I make sure the volume's off. I'm joking, Hugh. I'm joking. I'm like, what's that guitar Hugh's playing? I wonder what that would sound like in a song. I have no idea because my TV's muted.
I've had quite a few videos in the last week out, so
Well, I always know when I see this the Charvel DiMartini,
Mhm.
and what else do you have?
he has the
There's a-
Lynch Kamikaze too, right?
Yeah, but that's not. He's not playing those guitars. Was it a jazz? Was it a Gretsch you played? Did I see you with a Gretsch? What did I see you with?
No.
What have you been playing with?
Right. A white Stratocaster.
Stratocaster.
A couple of acoustic videos.
A what?
Acoustic guitar videos.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Oh yeah. I saw you when you did the Pinball Wizard. You had the acoustic.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Uh-huh.
He did Girl from Ipanema. No, that's on your playlist. Favorite. Sorry, I thought that was you. Oh,
I do
Flock
actually
of
play
Cats,
that.
Mother Freedom.
Hugh, now I just want to say thank you very much. You were watching my AM station show and you messaged me. I don't know if you know that I'm filming it with my phone, so I don't see those messages till the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And it sounded good, huh?
Well,
the placement was.
I was listening on my big Yamaha speakers, and it sounded really, really good.
Oh, nice. So it was probably like how it sounded out in the gig.
I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad they, to hear that and stuff. I wish there was a way. Maybe I could bring a laptop to the gig, have that open, and then I could read some of the chat and we could do a request night. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
To do requests from the penis gallery. There you go.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
So what have you been talking about tonight then?
Well, so far we just talk about everything that we did over the weekend for Mother's Day. I took my mom and sister out. We all went out to eat, and then I met Krell Bar. We went and had cigars, and then I went to a karaoke thing that night. And then today I taught piano. And
the pizza and pretzels never came out, by the way.
Did you order them?
I didn't order them. I thought they were just going to bring them out.
No,
I wasn't interested in the pizza. I was wanting to try the pretzel.
Hey, Andy Dion, what's happening?
Hey, Andy.
Lately, I've been driving by Andy Dion's neck of the woods an awful lot because last Friday, or was it Thursday? No, Friday, there was a free barbecue at Cigar World East. So I had to go all the way down 24, pick up 195. But yeah. Hugh Caldwell Dylan requests that night. Yeah, there'll be no, yeah. I wonder if there was a Dylan song I'd play.
Well, I remember you said there was one you could tolerate. I can't remember what the hell it was.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Elroy has an interesting point. If I had my laptop there, I could go into the board via USB and use it as an interface.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's awful, Andy.
Oh, he's talking about where it meets 195?
Yeah.
Right near Battleship Cove.
Well, 24 to Fall River's that exit. I forget what the number is. It's exit
Yeah, I can't
7
remember
off
the number.
24. I actually, Andy, I'll be playing in Taunton at the Liberty and Union on May 28th. I'll be in Taunton at the Liberty and Union with Danny Gallagher again. I don't know if I'm going to film that one yet. And then May 21st, Emily and I are doing an 80s night at the White Ash Cigar Lounge. We had the night off from Jim and I have the night off from Martinis that night. And White Ash asked me if we were available then for Emily and I, and it was just worked out perfect. I know, Andy. That's why I told you. I figured it was pretty close. Is it a slick guitar back there? Which one?
Yes, it is the black one, the double cutaway.
Oh, well, show it out. Diego.
I've shown it a few times before.
But not to Diego.
Diego
Villafane. Villafane. We'll just call him James. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I play there every once in a while. My buddy has a jewelry shop, Andy, right next door called, around the corner, Pacheco Jewelers. All right, here we go. This is the Earl. Is this an Earl Slick guitar? Is that what it is? Hold on, Hugh. I'm gonna make.
Let me just adjust my cord here. Get this out of the way. Gonna need a longer cord.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's like.
All right, here we go. This guitar is the one that Krellbach calls the Honey Badger. He's showing it off in slow motion. He doesn't give a shit.
And it's funny, this logo right here, if you look at it from far away, it looks like it says suck.
Yeah.
So it does.
And
it's really, it's almost like, wasn't there a PV guitar that had this exact look?
I don't know. And of course, it's artificially reliced kind of badly. But
yeah, but it doesn't look terrible. Yeah. I mean, if you're playing that on stage, no one's going to sit there and go, yeah, that guitar's relic terrible.
I will say this. These P90s are great. The Guitar Fetish P90s overwound. They're nice, loud, and, using these words, throaty sounding or something like it. For lack of a better term, they sound like a super single coil, which they basically are.
Right. I love when people say, by the way, thank you for saying that. When people sit there and say, the P90, it sounds like a really overwound single coil. Oh,
that's what it is.
What is it? It's an overwound single coil? We get it. How odd is
this
that?
This is an overwound single
Sounds
coil.
like a slightly underpowered humbucker.
with one coil. Without the hum canceling.
With all that important hum that those producers ask for.
Exactly. I thought we wouldn't use that joke as a
Hanoi. I think the same thing too. I played it a couple times in my old band at some rehearsals. I don't think I ever played it live, but yeah, it's.
But folks, can anyone tell me the name of the PV guitar that looked like?
Let's see, PV double cutaways
with P90s. Oh, now wait, we got a P90. Hold that up, Hugh. Let me see this here. Now this is like a. Is it? It's not a Gibbons, is it?
Nope, it's an Epiphone.
Oh, okay, but it's based on a 60. Hold on up. Let me look. A 65.
I've got the name of it.
Go ahead.
It's one of them inspired by
the PV.
Vieza. No.
Varenza.
Thank you. It looks like it, right?
Yep. Yeah, it does. I just looked at it, except that it's a double cutaway, but it is with the upper bout is it's not an even double cutaway. Right. It looks, more like a Strat type of cutaway.
Yeah.
With the more than a Strat. I mean the top.
I just remember we used to sell the Varenza. We had a couple of old ones. We couldn't give them away.
I bought this.
That's a nice guitar. That's like Wasn't Townsend playing a 65 or 66 SG?
That's the reason I bought it, so I could play some Who songs. But I bought this sight unseen, and the setup on it when it came was atrocious. But I worked on guitars as a day job, so I managed to get it. It's now one of my best playing guitars. But as I say, from the shop, awful setup. Really bad. But it sounds pretty cool. No.
But you know what, Hugh? I'm going to give you a challenge because I see you guys always do these songs, and it's like, you know what MOR is?
MOR?
MOR. Middle of the road.
Middle of the road. Aye.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm not going to sit there and disparage Pinball Wizard. Once you get past the intro to Pinball Wizard, the song's over for me.
It was just a band thing.
No, I know. Once your part was over. So what I'm challenging is now that I know you have that guitar, I want you to put a group together to do a quick one.
Quick one.
Right.
Because I want to hear all those harmonies. Her man's been gone for nigh on a year. He was due home yesterday. And all that.
Here.
Those harmonies are fantastic on that song. I think that's the Who's best song. Round your street, there's crying. There's a well-known sound.
Who does that? The high part, Entwistle.
Entwistle, yes. Yo, he's great. Entwistle's outstanding in that song. In fact, there's a YouTube live where they're playing it at like some club in London, and you really see how much Entwistle adds to the vocals of that band. He was great, and he doesn't even look like he's singing. And then you're like, oh, he is singing.
I think the version on the Rock and Roll Circus, the Stones, I think phenomenal.
That's the one
with the exploding bass drum.
I think that's the one. Is that the one where they do a quick one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. And they got people up above them, behind them. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. I watched that the other day.
Keith Moon's banging on the drum.
Isn't that the one that's also in the Kids Are All Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's fucking great.
I was thinking that's the one I want you.
No, that's for my generation.
Drum. Yeah.
But that's my generation. We're talking about a quick one.
I love Townsend's rhythm guitar all the way through that song as well. Phenomenal.
Here comes Ivor, the old engine driver, who'll make you feel all right. His name is Ivor. He's an engine driver. I mean, that whole part when he goes bang, dang, dang. Oh, that's Hugh. That you're gonna get me. I'd watch that. But I'll be honest with you. When Pinball Wizard, the second you went into gang a dang a dang a dang 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 a dang, I'm like, the song's over. I did wait for the hammer, the A to the B, but then I was like, all right, I'm done. Because I can't listen to the song. I just find it so boring. But that intro is fucking killer. But a quick one, I'd watch all, 15-minute song, 12-minute song?
I've got a live recording.
Oddly enough, it's not a quick one.
No, that's the.
Yeah, I know.
See their cover of Eddie Cochran's "Summertime Blues." I've got a live recording of that. I was thinking about putting up on YouTube.
Oh, a live recording of the Who doing it?
No, me with my band.
Oh, okay. With a band?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that I'd like to see. You in a band? Was it an actual band, not a YouTube collab, but a band?
No, on a club.
Oh, you gotta fucking post that. What are you doing? Of course.
I'm using.
Did you do it like Live at Leeds? Were you doing like the Live at Leeds version?
Exactly the same.
I knew you would. That's that's the only version that matters.
I'm using my old high watt amp as well.
Nice.
Cranked.
Yeah, Who Are You's a great tune. I agree. The thing about the Who is they had so many good songs and a lot of bad songs too. Oh, yeah. What's the album with Slip Kid? Who by Numbers?
Yeah.
That album
I believe
stinks.
it is.
It stinks. But,
if you connect the dots, it's not that bad.
No, but Who by Numbers, I mean, the song Slip Kid is good. What is that? However much I boost. I didn't care for that. Is Joined Together on that album? If it's not, it's from those sessions. I think the outtakes on that album are better than the album. And also, I think around that album, Townsend had finished working on his solo album. So he was doing like Pure and Easy, which I think is better than anything on that album.
It's on Hooligans.
Hooligans is a compilation.
Oh, okay.
So it's
it's 81. Okay, yeah. So it may be in pretty sure her non-album single in 72.
Oh, okay. See, that was around the same time they did that album. I think 75 is Who by Numbers. Am I wrong about that?
Let's see. The Who.
Is Who by Numbers 75?
I'm looking up right now. Let's see. Discography.
72 was the Townsend year that Townsend did.
Who by Numbers was 75. You are correct, sir.
75. Okay, I'm not going crazy because I know 73 is Quad and 72 was Townsend's album and 71 is the Who's Next record. 78 is
Joined Together was an outtake. It was probably from Who's Next.
Yeah,
because
good song.
71. So
yeah, when you hear the train, that's another good one. Joy, anything that has those killer harmonies, because her man, when they're like, her man's been, he does for nigh on a year. He does that walk up harmony. Fucking great. And Moon was doing some singing back then too. Moon was singing some of that stuff
on his back.
Well, let me tell you, I'll tell you this about Keith Moon. He's a much better singer than he is a drummer. God, I'll tell you right now, when I'm watching that quick one, that's the only thing that bothers me in that song is he's sitting there like just hitting every crash. I'm like, this guy is like an annoying twit. Can you fucking keep a beat? What are we doing here?
Well, you ever see him do that drum solo on YouTube with the fish and the drums?
Oh, Andy Dion, you can like see in the early days, they did a cover of Barbara Ann. And I believe Keith Moon was the singer on that. Wasn't he, Q? Barbara Ann. When Hugh did it, when they did Batman.
That's right, yeah.
Right? Moon sang that. I think he even sang Batman.
I do the high part.
Yeah. Right. Oh, right. Met Barbara Ann. Dun, 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 and then Moon goes in. Barbara Ann. Yeah, right? Let me bring in to the chat, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the way from his basement. Now, before I bring him on, if you hear a girl shouting, "Mister, please don't hurt my dog," just ignore that. It's just a girl that's in his well in the basement. Oh, yeah, the joke. Exactly. Andy Dion, the great thing is if you ever listen to Stairway to Heaven and try imitating the drums, you'll realize Bonham barely hits the cymbals. He hits them on a couple of downbeats, but every time he's like, sa-ta-ta-ta, and goes right back into the groove. Lay off the cymbals. There's on David Palmer was the drummer in the. And when he came into West LA Music, I said, "Hey, Palmer, question. Did they make you not play cymbals or did you not play those? Or was that your call?" And he was like, "On Mind Bomb?" I go, "Yeah." He said, "I sat down, we played a take, and then the producer, what was his name? Warren's Lively or something, came over and pulled the cymbals out of his reach and said, let's do it again without cymbals and we'll add them later." And they added like one or two crashes later, but he wouldn't let him play with the cymbals. And as Hugh can tell you, I mean, Good Morning Beautiful, The Violence of Truth. How great is that record?
Oh, yeah, well, you guys recommended that to me and I ended up purchasing it. So
yeah, it's fantastic. The drumming on it, everything. Matt John, you know what the only thing that bummed me out was the song "Jealous of Youth" that came out right after as their single. I loved that. It should have been on that album. It's funny how as we grew old, we cling to that.
Very cool.
I feel nostalgia for things that maybe were never there. Ooh. The house. His voice on that is so killer. And the cool thing, sorry, Jerry, we haven't gotten to you yet, but the cool thing about Matt Johnson and the was he used to sing live with two microphones. He had the regular mic and then he had the ultra distorted mic. And he would pull that shit off. They sounded like the record. They were fucking great. In fact, I saw the last show that Palmer did, which was at Great Woods in like 93 maybe, or 92. Anyways, everybody, this is Jerry Gorham. Jerry was here last week showing some guitars. This week I asked him to bring the red guitar in. The red guitar was basically inspired to him on a guitar that I had that I ended up selling to the Falcro. So his guitar, Richard the Falcro owns it now, and Jerry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've moved Red along?
Red is gone, and
Really?
the honey badger got
Red
to go
is dead.
too.
Not dead, just
Andy Dion, yes.
sleeping
To me,
with another
almost
dude.
any cymbals too much.
Yeah.
I play it on a downbeat every now and then, but I don't want to hear cymbals. And to me, a cymbal has like there's a sound to a cymbal that I have to like. And I had a drummer in my band once. He had Sabian cymbals, and not to knock Sabian, but I was like, dude, don't hit them. Whatever you do, don't hit them. And then Nick Menza came in and replaced him, and he was using a much heavier Zildjian, which, I mean, they were almost the same cymbal. Whatever it was, the heavier one didn't have that tinny ring that drove my neck, like my head to spin around. I felt like Linda Blair every time. The Honey Badger doesn't give a shit, Bam.
Do any pros use crut? You remember those symbols? K-R-U-T? Crut symbols.
do they sound just like it?
Yeah, when my friend Dave got him, I was busting his balls. I had crut.
Yeah, they sound like it. Correct.
Alrighty, so let's see. So
What do you want to know,
Jerry-
man?
Dave, was that the Strat you sold, the one you never play? Was the Strat? Well, I played it a few times live,
Obviously,
but
yeah.
yes, but that's how Jerry saw it. But what happened was it's got a narrower nut, and most guys who love Strats love the Strat fingerboard with the narrow nut. Jerry and I both prefer what we like to call the gentleman's cut.
There you go.
A beefier, wider version of a Strat neck.
Yeah. All right.
I like the wider.
Hold on.
things too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's big. We
So-
went over this the last time.
Yeah, so just
Well,
to give
boy,
Hugh
with the
Caldwell
detail.
an idea, Hugh Caldwell, your Jackson is probably a 1 11/16, but your Kamikaze is a 1 3/4. And that's what we like, 1 3/4.
I don't know.
You have a
This is
real
close enough.
Kamikaze, or is it a Japanese Kamikaze?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
It's a which one? Chinese or Indonesian?
No, I don't
It's
have
an
one.
LTD, right? I thought you had a kamikaze.
I've got
George Lynch. You've got George Lynch, right?
No.
The camo.
No, he's no. All right,
No.
so well, that's what Krellbar said, and I was going by Krellbar.
My mind's blown. I
I've
could have
got-
swan you had one.
I've got.
All right, so this is a red. This is what color red is this? Is this candy apple red, the same that I had?
Yeah, but it's like super glittery.
What?
I'm trying to pick
Yeah,
it
you
up.
put a little bit more sparkle. Let me ask you this, Jerry. First of all, let me make you the main star here, Jerry. Give me 1 second. Boom, Jerry. The question I have for you about
Right.
this
Oh, you can
guitar
see
is:
that shit.
what is the
All right.
undercoat? Was it silver, or did you go with gold?
Yeah, gold.
Okay,
hmm
Silver and
But I don't think it
gold.
mattered, to be honest with you.
of course it
There's
does.
so much red on this guitar. It's like
Yeah, but it's still trans red you're throwing on it, and it colors it to a darker cherry or to a lighter. You can tell the
Yeah, I
difference in
wanted it-
person.
I like it, warmer, and then of course the clear coats.
Show everybody the shitty pick guard you went with.
You hate the tortoise shell?
You know I hate tortoise. Tortoise and perloid, folks, for me is like
This
I
is
think
like
it works
90s
on that guitar.
That's 90s custom shop tortoise shell.
I think it works on that guitar because the hints of like dark burgundy or whatever in tortoiseshell or whatever it is works with the red.
I like the. I've seen the Fiesta in the tortoise shell, but I wanted to try the candy apple with the tortoise shell, and I like it with the white.
and now let's see the headstock.
amazing.
Can we see let's see the neck a little bit? Okay, so we
So
got
the
a
spaghetti
spaghetti logo.
No,
Oh,
it's
trans
a
logo. I can't see
Yeah.
it. Oh, okay, gold
Yeah.
trans logo.
and it's a maple cap.
Maple cap, so you won't see no skunk stripe.
Correct.
Excellent.
Fat.
I do like
Yeah.
the maple cap necks.
And this is a 12 radius, like we went over. It's all the same specs.
And 1 3/4.
No, it's more like a 171. It's a little under. It's over an inch and well, I don't know, inch 11/16 plus. It's wide enough. It's good.
So does that have like the
I remember,
screwdriver?
Dave, I remember playing your. Oh, I'm sorry, Crowbar.
No problem.
Dave, I remember playing your. They're a little wider, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. You know.
Yeah, I like it wide.
Yeah, I understand.
In fact,
Real estate.
in fact, the black one over here, this is actually wider than 1 3/4. Warmouth, for some reason, it's wider, but it feels so effing good. I like it wide like that.
Dave?
What?
Inch,
No, it's not.
one,
No. It's
inch and 7/8. More than.
no, it's not. No, 1 7/8 is what my acoustic is at. That's way bigger. It's not much bigger, but it's definitely like maybe a. So what do we got? 12/16, maybe 13/16. 7/8 would be 14/16.
Mm-hmm. So it's a 16.
I didn't want to really tell him that. I just wanted to show you how good my math skills were. No, seriously, it's probably a 16th of an inch shy. Because it's in between. My acoustic, my Takamine is really wide.
I got you.
How's the truss rod access on that? It's not the one you got to pull the neck off, is it? Yeah.
Vintage. It's.
Oh, geez, it's got
he
the
does nothing.
You got to go to the proctologist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jerry does nothing to upgrade his guitars. He just makes clones.
Well, other than the 12
I'm
radius,
joking.
Oh, stop it.
You like what you like. I get it. I definitely I need better access to the truss rod, especially here.
I like to try to make it look like I'm using vintage shit, but it's when in fact it's
right.
It's totally messed with every which way, which is fine. The bodies are hollow. Seymour Duncan antiquity pickups. The necks, the way they are, big and all that shit. So it's good.
Everybody here knows I love Seymour Duncan pickups, right? Everyone knows that.
I know there's a couple that you like, right? There are a couple that
I think the 59 is all. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't use them on anything.
Duncan Jazz, I like in neck position.
A 2-inch, not really. I wouldn't. I mean, like 1 7/8 is plenty big. It's good enough. 1 3/4 on a Strat is perfect. This is 1 3/4 here. This is 1 3/4, and I put the 70s logo on a 50s headstock. We call that the Dan Smith style, and
nice.
But you get you can do
it's loud.
It's like I just love you
can dig in.
It's just it's just nice because it's fat, it's wide. My hand it forms to it. It's not like I feel like on regular Strats, my hand's pinching closed. I'm trying to get in. Where here it's just my hands it's just relaxed.
I agree. Well, as we refer to it as real estate,
Yeah.
You got room to do your thing. But you kind of have to, that's got to work for you. It's not for everybody, but works for you. It's just nice that people could, make pots and get necks and shit like that to whatever you want.
Yeah, I think Warmouth does an awesome job. The other thing with Warmouth is if you can look on the bottom of my neck here, this is what I have it. Yeah. So right here, you can see
the truss rod adjust.
I can get the truss rod without having to remove the
smart
neck.
Spot.
It's great. It's great. And also I scallop all my upper frets just a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that.
Like
treble side
down.
Yeah, from about the G string down. Just so if I have to, if I'm playing up here and I got to go, I'm under the string already.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's the radius in that neck?
This is a 10 to 16 or 12 to 16. I forget what it is.
Oh, it's the Warmouth radius thing.
Warmouth radius, yeah.
Okay. That's good. I had that on some necks back in the day. You can bend all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I like it also if you're doing country stuff, if you got to go
I wish this show had some production values. We could throw like a cowboy hat on you, like instantaneously. You know what I mean? Like if they do it.
He'll look like the old Dave's guitar.
What was that one?
Just throw, like toss it right on. Like
Remember this one?
That.
Together again. My love, it comes from
Hugh Caldwell. Jerry Gorham here. I had a question. You're from Scotland, right?
Yep.
Ultravox, the band.
Uh-huh.
Are they from there?
They're from Glasgow, yeah.
Is that where you're from?
Uh-huh.
Do you know those dudes?
I've actually met
Midge.
Years ago.
Mid-year. Yeah. Nor or something?
Mid-year.
He was born about 4 streets from me.
No kidding.
You know what his name is? His real name?
No.
Is Jim. It's just Midge backwards. That was a high school thing for him, and they kept it.
Right. Aye.
Jeez, I could have.
You took my heart, and I love "Reap the Wild Wind" or "Dancing with Your Eyes Closed." I loved Ultravox. To me, they're one of my favorite electronica type bands of that style.
I think I like what was it, Sleepwalk, or something like that. Late 70s.
You took my heart, and you da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I like that whole sound. They were cool.
Great. Cool. He also wrote.
Were you a fan, Hugh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, good, yeah.
But it's funny, that's who you mentioned. Simple Minds were from Glasgow.
Oh, were they?
Cocteau Twins were from Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Nile was from Glasgow. Folks, did you hear that? The Blue Nile is from Glasgow.
Digging deep there, Dave. Remember,
my Blue Nile poster right here. One of my all-time favorite albums. Could be my number 1 album of all time. Could be number 2, but Blue Nile hats. Fantastic. I believe Nazareth, were they from Glasgow?
They're from Scotland, not
just
from
between
Glasgow.
You and me.
Oh, they're not?
Those guys? That loud-ass band? Just between you and me? No, was that April Wine?
No, that's the Canadian. That's April Wine.
Oh.
All right. The other then it's they did a cover. Nazareth, right? They did like a 50s cover.
Love Hurts.
Yes.
Yep, the town they came from was called Dunfermline. Dunfermline.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize Love Hurts was a cover. You know that? A lot of people didn't realize Love Hurts was actually a song originally recorded by the Everly Brothers.
Right.
But they heard the Emmylou Harris Graham Parsons cover.
Yeah, and also Roy Orbison covered it.
Yep.
No, I know, but they heard the cover of Graham Parsons.
I just mentioned another cover.
Yeah. And that's why they did it.
Emmylou's great, so you know.
You ever see the J200 they made her?
What?
You ever see? She plays a Gibson J200.
Big ass guitar.
Yeah. The Emmylou.
But hers they make tiny, so it fits her. Like when you see her playing it, it looks like a J200 still, but it's actually because she's tiny.
So
and it's like a
180.
No, it's their own thing.
It's like 7/8. It's like a little smaller.
Yeah, but J180 wasn't that.
Dude, work with the number, do the math. You have to spell it out to you.
Oh no, there is a model of J180 or 160.
All right.
That's where you.
Well, that's interesting to note. It's a her size.
J200 Emmylou Harris. Let's see.
I'm looking it up now too. The Gibson smaller package. Yeah,
you've been making that for a long time, right?
Yeah,
smaller and thinner, but
it's like what was the dinky all about, Dave?
Which one?
I don't know. The Jackson guys back in the they had the smaller, like there's a Strat size body, right?
Well, that was the soloist.
Yeah, and then they made a small, like a dinky.
Yeah, the dinky was 7/8. Yeah.
There you go, 7/8. So, but that was very popular with like little metal dudes or whatever. I don't know who used
with all metal dudes. The dinky,
and I like a lot of the dinky guitars, but I wouldn't get them. My friend had it because I'm a big guy and I don't need a guitar to look any smaller on me than it does.
Exactly. Well, I'm like of that thought process as well. So
it's like picture me with the Steinberger.
But a slightly smaller guitar. Interesting concept.
What's that? The
But
Emmylou Harris?
No, I was just curious. Is like what guitar player kind of spawned that? Like
Nuno.
the guitar companies just start making it.
Nuno had a smaller scale one. His original guitar. I know
Nuno.
But Nuno's. He says who started it. Nuno was.
I know Nuno was way after.
Years later, way later.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm asking you, Dave.
Well, I'm just saying.
Of course, there's a fucking shit ton of guitar players that are,
Yeah, and I'm not talking. We're not talking about shorter scale. We're talking about the same scale.
Yeah.
Shorter scale was like the Night Swan was a shorter scale. Whatever guitar.
Talking
what's
about the
face?
body.
Dio's guitar player played a shorter scale, but the body, the Dinky came out. What's that? 84, 85?
Yeah,
It is 86.
Okay, because that's out of Ontario, right? When the Ontario factory was fully up and going.
So if that's the case, I mean, Nuno. I mean, like, I don't think Nuno was with Extreme in 86. No. I think that was still the old lineup with the other two guitar players.
Yeah, this is way.
I don't think he had anything to do with it. I think it's some like LA metal dude. I think it's like, I don't know.
Some guy named Dinky.
I really don't know though. That's why I'm asking a question.
Yeah, I don't know if it was made for somebody in particular.
I
mean, like
the Martini, right?
No, so his is a soloist bass guitar.
I know his
not
is
a Dinky.
Small.
And King V, the V that was made is called the King V because that was Robin Crosby's nickname was King.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
so that's why that was actually that V was made for Robin Crosby, who's a big motherfucking dude. He was like 6'5" or something.
Yeah. God rest.
It doesn't say the reason why it was made.
Really? Well, okay.
The wiki, it says Dinky is named for its slightly small normal body size, usually fit 2 humbucker, yada yada. Most guitars, Floyd Rhodes, and Dinkies have a hardtail strength there. Okay, time to go to the forums and see what their opinions are.
Annie Dion says now Rogers had Fender make them smaller bodies in the 70s. No, Jakey Lee was playing Charvels. He played a Charvel Strat body. He still plays full-size Strat bodies. Grover was making those Charvels at that time, too.
Yeah, no one's talking about that. I did a search on it. You know, why was the Dinky created? Then Jackson Dinky created, and I figured there'd be some forum back and forth on it.
Honestly, it was probably just Grover thinking like the guitar looked too big on some of the guys, and he decided to make a smaller body.
Yeah, because a lot of metal dudes were small guys.
Well, I mean, look at the first guy he worked with, Randy Rhoads.
Yeah, Randy Rhoads. Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean,
he'd have to make an ultra Dinky.
Yeah.
That's why they made their head bigger.
Well, maybe indeed it was spawned from that, you know. But
they used a lot of Aquanet.
Yeah, Randy Rhoads looked like a little stick with hair.
God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wasn't Jakey Lee? Am I mistaken? Was Jakey Lee in the movie Thinner?
What the fuck is
it's
that?
One of the gypsies.
Thank you very much.
Oh, God.
I'm leaving the joke just out there like that, Krell. No one else has to get it. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I like Jakey Lee's playing on those records. I just don't care for a lot of those songs, but some of them are good. Some were good. What did I hear the other? I'm telling you, Ozzy's Boneyard, the second channel, the deep cuts. I have to get when I'm in. What I love about Sirius, the app, when you're listening to it on your phone, you can pick another channel and go back to the channel that you want to listen to, and it'll start a whole new song. So, like, when I hear Feed My Frankenstein, when that song starts, I'm like, instantly in my mind, I'm going, fuck you, Alice Cooper. Like, if I want to hear an Alice Cooper song, give me an early one. Give me, like, $1 Billion Babies, but not Feed My Frankenstein. It's the gayest song. So I immediately zip over to some other channel, then come back. And I'd always come back to Doctor Doctor or She's Got Balls by AC/DC. It's like the same songs over and over again.
I was sick of that fucking song in like 1980.
Yeah, Angus was tiny. He was 5'2". What song?
The fucking She's Got Balls, fucking that AC/DC song. They played the fuck out of it on the radio when we were kids, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's on.
Just ruined it.
Well, yeah, you
It
know
was a
what
terrible
it was?
song
Is
to
that
begin with. There's so much better.
it was the most risque thing they could get away with, and they thought they were cool for playing it over and over.
Fucking
Big balls.
killed it. Just awful. Such cheeky nonsense.
Yeah. I do think the best album with Bon Scott is Power Ridge. I think that's a fantastic record.
Does it have If You Want Blood, You Got It? Or
no, that's on Highway to Hell.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly, Johnny. By the way, everyone, Alice Cooper's on next. Alice, come on in.
He's not doing anything.
Here's the funny thing. I like Alice Cooper. I love Desperado, Elected, Under My Wheels. I love those songs. Lace and Whiskey, Only Women Bleed, You and Me. What I don't like is Poison, Feed My Frankenstein.
Well,
and
the whole
those
80s.
and those two songs are on Ozzy's Boneyard every 5 minutes. And they talk about them like these are legendary songs. They're legendary to me because I have to reach for my phone. First of all, my phone has a magnet because I use a gimbal. So when I'm in the gym, I just stick it on the side of a machine. And as soon as I start to hear it, I'm like, where the fuck is... Oh, there it is. Let me turn this channel and get this over with. Terrible.
A lot of 70s bands and didn't sort of translate through to the 80s. I know you noticed that.
Yeah. Well, you know, one that really did do it well, and mainly because they got a guitar player that really took them into that, was the Scorpions.
Right.
Oh,
They were great in the 70s and they were great in the 80s. When they started doing Down to Gorky Park, whatever that song is,
Winter Change.
then I'm done. Yeah, then I'm done. I'm like,
Yeah, well,
all right,
past
guys.
Love at First Thing, I'm not interested in anything Scorpions did past that.
Agreed. You know what they play all the time, which I love, is Ooh, girl, I'm leaving you. I've got to go tonight. Love it.
Oh, what's that song?
I'm leaving you. It's on it's on Love at First Sting. Fucking great.
okay.
That record, Love at First Sting. What's the album before that? Blackout's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Animal Magnetism is very good, although it's very much like Blackout with worse lyrics. Love Drive's okay. Ooh, look at the guitars. Big City Nights. Oh, California. I loved Blackout when the smoke is going down. China White. China White was a killer tune.
Can't Live Without
China
You.
White's a song about fentanyl.
I
That's what
remember
China-
you mentioned that.
That's what China White was.
All right.
And people were dying of that in the 70s. Nice. Jerry Gorham, what else is happening? What do you got there? What's that yellow pick? Is that a Dunlop 73 gauge?
Yeah, it's well, that one's kind of worn down, but it's one of the hold on.
It's the Dunlop tortoise thing, right?
Yeah, but
Seven-
it's the let's see.
You want to hold that to the camera there? Tortex. Yeah, that's the one. 73,
Okay.
right?
But it's can you see the sharp?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got those in purple, the heavy ones. I used to use those.
So what are those? 1 millimeter, Krell?
No, I think the purples are 88s.
Yeah, I think
No, greens 88s.
You're right. 1.14.
Okay.
And
I fucking suck at this. Anyways,
Well, it wasn't
I
heroin.
recommend-
It was fentanyl that people were passing off as heroin.
yeah, here's the purple ones.
Shows your pick, Dave.
oh yeah, nice.
Where's my plectrum?
so
I use an Ultex.
It's been years.
Krell, do you
Ultex
you like
1.4.
the point?
Yeah, well,
I like
back
the
when I was playing harder
Oh, you
rock.
like point too, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Ultex Sharp.
Yeah, it's great playing with the point if you want to do fast tremolo and stuff like that because it doesn't drag as much. But there are some if I'm playing like rhythm guitar and stuff where I'm do what I used to do is I used to flip it to that end.
Somebody Google
play
China
with
White.
it
Is
yourself.
China White heroin or fentanyl? Somebody
Well,
Google it.
I think in the 70s it's heroin, and now
I
it's
think it's fentanyl.
Well,
Do they have that shit then? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why people were
isn't
dying in the
is it
70s
not
from
like
it.
a fucking elephant tranquilizer or something? It's like heavy duty shit. That's why it kills you.
In the 70s and 80s, it was slang for heroin. Right now, China White is the street name for fentanyl. So they co-opted the name.
All right. Why was it white?
Exactly.
Well, this is from Rolling Stone magazine. They can't be wrong.
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, they were all druggies there on that freaking
that's
crew
what-
anyway. They would know.
But that's what the yellow pick is.
Yep. I don't
Yeah.
think I've got any yellow.
Oh, so Dave, what's I'm going to throw this out there then. The Cult Electric, 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love removal machine.
Okay, China White during the epidemic in the 70s and 80s was 3-methylfentanyl.
All right, 70s, 80s.
What page are you looking at?
From 87 to 88, they did a study on why so many people were dying from China White. I'm telling you, it wasn't heroin. They were selling it as heroin, but it was fentanyl.
I'm looking at Merriam-Webster. It says slang, a pure potent form of heroin originating in Southeast Asia. Slang, an illicit analog of the analgesic fentanyl. So it's like that resembles heroin in its physical appearance and psychological effects. So
Right.
it buys along with the Rolling Stone thing that it was a slang term for heroin, but as fentanyl went to the street, it adopted the name.
They called it heroin. They were shooting it thinking it was heroin, but it was white. Hence the name, and it came from China. Hence why they called it China White and why it's fentanyl.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at Webster. So, I mean, like, I'm not a drug expert. I don't know what they say in the streets. So,
Right.
Back in the day, Dave was doing heroin and fentanyl. So he knows.
No, I'm telling you, I know heroin's not white.
Yeah, it's not.
Brown
It's
sugar.
like, but that's what
That's
they're saying.
right.
It's so good.
No, Andy Dion's saying that Google says it's fentanyl, but used to be called heroin because they used to call it heroin, but it was still fentanyl. It wasn't heroin. Dwight Chapin, you can bet me. I love when somebody tries to tell me I'm wrong when I know I'm right. But you can bet me, Dwight. Whatever you want to bet. People piss me off. It's unbelievable. They still call fentanyl. They sell fentanyl today on the streets and call it heroin.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's like 100 times stronger.
Like, exactly.
It's supposed to be cut.
Nobody
Well,
tells
actually, with the
Why do you
medical
think
procedure,
people
I underwent.
China White was killing everybody in the 70s and 80s.
With the I had a procedure done probably like 10 years ago or something like that, and he actually gave me fentanyl to put me under. He says, "Oh, this
Didn't
is
give you enough.
the last dose I have." Yeah, it's like they're going off. He says it works great, as long as it's under supervision and stuff. And so he gave me a bad hit of that, and I woke up 5 years later.
Hold on.
Apparently, it was a drug that worked well, just too well.
Yeah.
Dwight says he didn't mean to piss you off.
No, I know, but it says right here in
you're fine.
87, 88, they did a study of why everyone was dying from it and realized that it was fucking fentanyl they were selling on the street, that calling it China White. You can say it's heroin and you can sell it as heroin because that's what everybody thought they were taking, but they were dropping dead from it because it was fentanyl. Okay.
Okay.
Don't get mad. The Jerry, see that the blue strap behind you? Is that a self build?
I'm sorry.
The blue Stratocaster behind your guitars, is that a self build?
Is that a self build?
Yeah, well, that was the Peter Florence body, but yeah, I put
Is that Lake Placid?
Yeah,
It looks
Yeah.
it.
yeah. It's
No,
nice.
it's a guitar. Lake Placid's a lake in New York.
Us
Or
fans
do you
from
want
the
to argue with me
1988
on that
Olympics
one
know
too? Thank you.
that. Yeah.
I see you have a discerning eye, sir.
Wait, it was called Lake Placid
This,
in 1980.
thanks, Dave. This one's got the gold hardware,
Ooh.
you know. So this has got it's like a 50s kind of look to it, with the maple neck, with the skunk stripe,
Yeah.
fat.
Nice.
Not the fattest thing I have by any means, but it's pretty good.
Nice guitar.
Yeah. It's a very Clapton-y looking thing. I like it. Sounds good.
And why do you think it's a Clapton-y looking thing? Because I just see it
The
as being
maple
a
neck,
blue.
the 57 guard kind of.
Oh yeah, you got the.
Just plain and simple kind of. That's what I like about 50 Strats. They're real like clean looking.
I think 57. Wasn't that the Mary Kay year too? They were using a lot of gold back then.
Probably, yeah. Around the 57, 8, they had it.
Right, wasn't that the year of the Mary Kay? Am I crazy here?
They might have done that in 56, Dave.
Okay.
You know, the
Well, I'm
blonde
asking.
ash body with gold.
Yeah.
Hardware. But this has got some nice check into it. The body's probably 25 years old.
Mary Kay Stratocaster.
Very nice.
And then
58.
Krellbach, can we see
56.
Yep.
Well, can you see the truss rod nut?
Yep, that's a screwdriver.
Bottom
Yeah,
of
but
the
see how
neck. Yeah.
close it is?
Okay, they
That's
made
all
it 56,
before.
57, and 58.
It's
Yeah.
way up high.
Well, can you actually get access without taking the neck off?
Well,
Well,
if you have,
to
like,
do a little
special
bit of a turn.
screwdriver or something, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
Oh God. So, well, this is the parlor guitar. This I don't know. I don't think this doesn't really leave
beater.
the house either. You know, like a little baby museum over here.
Yeah, that doesn't leave the house, and neither does the woman in the well. Mister,
Puts the lotion in the basket.
Mister, please.
Yeah.
Mary Kay. So they said they made one as early as 56, but 57 and 58.
Yeah. That's a
I
beautiful
always thought
guitar.
they were the V-necks.
One day I'll put one together like that.
Now don't. Unless you buy this honey blonde to convert it to it.
Oh yeah, what's the story in that one, Dave?
Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Here's the story
yeah,
of a honey
let's check it
blonde
out.
Strat that I'm selling to Jerry for
No.
a low price. Oh, God,
Oh well, wait a minute.
of 1,500. Everyone else can pay 14.
You deliver it. Yeah.
Right, I'll deliver it. What are you, a
Yeah.
mile up the road?
Yeah, exactly.
$100 delivery fee.
Where the hell are you? You said you'd be here in a half hour. Where's the fucking guitar, man? Come on.
Didn't
Well,
I play
no,
on
but
your street? What did I jam with a guy on your street? Who's the drummer that lives on your street? Barry?
My friend, the other end of the street, there's a fella who plays drums, but
Is
I
it
don't know if
Barry?
no, it's Michael. But I don't know if you met Michael.
Barry
I
Litt
jam with
doesn't
the
live
guys
near
you
you?
grew up with.
What's
on
that
the
kid,
other end.
Barry Litt? He doesn't live near you?
No, but he's a Randolph guy. I played with him.
I thought he lives on your street.
No, he's just
Lake
a Randolph
Placid,
guy.
indeed, Andy.
Yeah, it's a nice color, and that one is like it's old, so it's a little warmer. I like him
warmer?
like that, warmer. Yeah.
Yeah, Howie Simon had a really nice Lake Placid blue Strat.
I gotta tell you, Dave. To me, the more I see this down here in the sun and shit, avocado.
Uh-huh.
This looks like aged ice blue to me. Like if the top coat just totally yellowed out
Right, yellowed out, yeah.
and it turned green.
I
right?
like that color you got there.
Oh,
That's a
dude, I
cool
love
color.
this. This was cool.
And is that guard? Is that a 11 screw pick guard?
Yeah, this is like a.
I'm surprised you didn't go. It's not mint though, right? It looks like it's white.
Yeah, it's parchment they call it.
Yeah, parchment. Yeah, the off white.
It looks a bit like when I seen Robert Cray playing.
To be, like a light age.
Yeah, Jan has a 64 Lake Placid blue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, have you seen Jan's collection? He's got some real classic vintage instruments.
Is that the dude with all the Marshalls?
No.
The guy who does the comparisons?
No.
You know
Jan
what I'm
is
talking about?
yeah, you're talking about Jorg or whatever that guy's name is that does.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Jan does. Jan has a great Strat collection, great guitar collection.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got Fiesta Red.
Yes.
And yeah, he had a few things.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw the Lake Placid. I saw the red one though. It was nice.
Yeah.
And he bought him 30 years ago.
Right. That's it.
Whatever. So bought him right.
80s. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's very good.
Indeed. Yeah, there's more stuff down here. So I have a guitar like that too that I bought a long time ago.
Let's see it.
Well, it's socked away. I'll bring it out for the next time. There's all there's all this custom shops.
You got to put a board over the well to walk over, and you just don't want to.
Yeah. In the other building. Oh, those are over in the barn. I wish. No, I have enough guitar shit. Oh, I'll show you something real cool, real quick. This is a real deal 63 Strat body. See the
with a real deal paint job from last week?
No, I did this like 10 years ago.
What is that color though? It's like
it's foam green. But there's no I don't know if there's clear coat on this or not. I forget how I did this. I think it's got clear coat.
It looks like you put clear coat, but it looks like you took it back some.
Yeah, I might have rubbed this down with 4/0 steel wool, and it's just kind of satiny and old looking.
So what are you doing with that?
I made my templates and stuff from this body. So I got to put it back together.
It'll be cool.
Yeah, and then probably should sell the guitar, There's a whole guitar that goes with this. You'll see.
Oh, you have all the parts for it.
Oh, yeah, and I made another body and put all that shit on that thing. And that's, one of these days it'll all go back together. But that's the beauty of the Stratocaster. You can do that. But I saved, the original finish. You see, where the sunburst was.
Uh-huh.
And I did it in foam green with the white undercoat. So it looks like, how they did it with the custom color years ago.
Wow.
But
is that dust? Is that dust on the back?
Dust?
Is it? I'm asking. You held it at an angle. I couldn't see if that was dust or if that was just the
back.
No.
Yeah.
There might be a little dust in this, but it's pretty clean.
I think it was on the back. It looked like it.
Yeah, in the back I meant.
I don't think, no, because it hangs like this in the down here. It's
okay.
So
no, I can see it clearer now.
Never get anything on it.
Oh, I like the dings in the back.
Well, it looks the goods, dude. When see,
they look real.
They
are real, probably.
A real. It's a refin, but it looks realistic.
It's a real film jack.
Yeah. So, this came out good.
From?
Oh yeah,
but this body's heavy, in my humble opinion, and the shit I make is lighter, so I like that better. But
now there is a way that you can put it. This is now we know someone that puts dings in guitars another way. Here, let me just show you this real quick.
Brand new Ernie Ball strings on there too. I was just out there in the. God love us all.
And there it is.
Was that Jackie Gleason?
It was Joe.
I know it was Joe, but that was the hand gesture and the mannerism was just fantastic. So it was vaudevillian.
Yeah, Jackie Gleason or Jack Benny. Yeah, all he had to do was
I don't know, but
hand
it
on the
was
face.
great. I'm sorry, you know, he didn't break his fucking guitar. He just
No.
yeah,
If he broke it, I
It's a-
wouldn't show the clip. The fact that it's all right.
It's
we
a
could show
bass
the clip
guitar;
and
those
laugh.
don't break.
yeah, just like oopsie. Yeah, believe me, that shit happens.
Yeah. Totally.
Well, I'm not surprised I didn't stab the fucking guitar when I was showing you the other one and just fucking smash. That would have been beautiful.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so as we know, these things are fun.
Yeah. Excellent. Hugh Caldwell, what's up on your agenda? What do you got going on? What is the haps? Other than, you know what? Next time you come on the show, Hugh, I want to see a huge table of food from Ruby's Takeaway.
That's a good idea. You know
I wanna
something?
see
That
it.
restaurant I
that.
went to yesterday has an Indian restaurant right next to it, so you
Let
can
me
get
ask
the
you
double
this, Hugh.
whammy.
Do they have shaman in Scotland?
I don't think so. No.
Shaman? No.
No.
What is the
just go
what is
local
the
hardware store,
premium?
get sandpaper.
What is the premium quality brand of toilet tissue in the
800 grit.
in the area of Glasgow?
Don't know.
What? That
They're all
hell
the
that,
same to me. I just buy whatever's there.
What are you buying? Scots? You're
Well,
the guy
that's
that
what I
buys
buy.
Scots?
Probably
Oh my God.
Andrex is probably the biggest brand.
Well, I get the
What-
I get
what
the
the-
wet
what's it
wipes as
called?
well.
Andrex.
Andrex.
Yes.
That sounds like a hemorrhoid cream, not
So
toilet
here's
paper.
here's what it should be. You should have Ruby's Takeaway with a big 12 pack of
I don't
Andrex. So you could show people what we
That
got
curry does it every time.
It's mainly it's
What's,
Turkish food.
what's Ruby's, Dave?
there. Ruby's Takeaway is Indian food right up the street from Hugh's house.
Turkish food.
Hold on.
Turkish?
We're in
It's
Glasgow?
Turkish?
Yeah.
I
always
love
thought it was-
Turkish food. I thought it was Indian.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, once you start getting to the Middle East, they've got good food.
Oh, so they got kebabs and all that stuff there?
Lots of healthy food, yeah.
Oh. Do they have the garlic dipping sauce?
Yeah.
You might be right now, Hugh. Ruby's Takeaway is the best.
Aye.
I love Turkish food.
Around Glasgow.
Also,
What was that?
I love Turkish in the movie
I
Snatch.
looked it up on the internet with my phone.
Ruby's Takeaway?
Ruby's.
Yeah.
It's
Ruby
close,
Murray's Takeaway?
Was Turkish? Was that Jason Statham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 stars.
It sounds good now. Now I want to go there. You know where I want to
Well,
go
let's
eat? There's a
load
place.
up in the plane.
Have you been to Time, Jerry, in Canton Center?
No.
It's good Lebanese food. They got great kebabs with the garlic dipping sauce, the tabbouleh. Oh, it's good stuff.
Well,
Hugh, what do you
next
got
time
going
I'm
on? You
up
working
in
on
the
any
States.
music that I should know about?
I'm working on a couple of original tunes with a friend of mine from YouTube. Almost completed.
Good.
But all,
Nice.
all the other stuff is already out there. The last week or so, I put loads out.
All
so.
right. Excellent.
I done actually done a cover of one of your favourite guitarists, Mr. Santana.
Oh boy.
You asked.
So there was a guy who did a video,
Mhm.
and the video was the most overrated guitar players. And he brought up Santana, and he shows a clip of Santana playing, and the guy starts, he's like, I don't even know what the hell he's doing here. It was so bad. But who do you guys think? Let's go one by one. We'll also go to the chat. Now, listen, it doesn't mean that the guitar player is bad if you call him overrated. Do I think Jimi Hendrix is overrated? I do. I love Hendrix, but do I think he's the God's gift of all guitar and that he wrote the book? I don't.
I do.
So, no Cheech. He's been doing school stuff and getting ready to graduate. Do you think that? So you don't have to think the guitar player stinks. You just have to think, are they overrated?
You know who I'm going to say.
I have no idea.
Well,
I'm ready.
Start with me. Well, you want to start with me?
I'll go with Hugh Caldwell for the block.
Overrated.
Overrated. Again, it's not insulting the player.
Probably Mr. Clapton.
All right. I think that's a very valid answer because I do think he's overrated.
I should have gone first because that's my answer too. And I could elaborate as
Hannah Bomb says SRV.
Oh,
I'm not going to disagree.
No.
I'm not going to disagree.
I mean, he was an awesome player.
I
It's like I
so.
think, yeah. Oh, geez.
He's a great player, but
yes, he
Very,
was
very good.
I mean, his persona and what he actually was overrated. But in that genre, he was a titan. He wasn't overrated as a blues player, but he was overrated in public opinion as being the best guitar player in the world.
Well, when people die, man, they're just exalted. Not to speak ill of the dead, but
all right. So let's hear it from Mr. Gorham.
Oh, dude, Joe Perry. I don't give a fuck if I insult him or not.
All right.
Nor anybody else.
Now, it's funny you say that because we were talking about Joe Perry the other day at the gig on at the AM station gig, and we were wondering if he even played on half the stuff, how none of the stuff when he plays live ever sounds like the record. Now, we do know that Steve Hunter and Dick Wagner came out and sued and finally got credit on the Get Your Wings album. Dick Wagner played the solo on Same Old Song and Dance, and Wagner and Hunter played the solos in Train Kept a Rolling.
Wow.
But Brad that better guitar player anyway.
I agree with that as well. I think Brad's solo on Last Child Alone is fantastic. Now, I don't think Perry's a bad player, but he's clearly an overrated player. I'll give you guys both that. So, two for Clapton.
And Dave, Whitfield is underrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's not rated. He's never in the conversation.
Never.
I would say for me, Santana's the most overrated.
I saw that one coming. Yep. And to explain my answer.
Hall's ass.
Versus
Train Kept a Rolling. The slower solo, I believe, is Steve Hunter. And then when it sounds like it's live and they're playing the faster version at the second half, but it's all studio anyway, it wasn't really live. That is Dick Wagner, who also played on Kiss's Sweet Pain and did a bunch of stuff with Kiss.
I agree with all those choices. The reason why I went with Clapton is because there is just an overbearing army of people that think Clapton is the best thing that ever happened to guitar, and even more than Hendrix. It's like you go anywhere and you dare to say that Clapton's overrated. There's always people in the room, just
K Drake. 777-9311. Welcome, K Drake. Haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Todd says Frampton and the Edge, and here's where I'm going to put the kibosh on that. I don't think anyone's calling Frampton the greatest guitar player that ever lived, or even that he was great. He's a good guitar player, and he is a good guitar player. Yeah, people do you feel like we do a little too much? But they don't go off saying the guy's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now, the Edge, I don't know anyone that thinks the Edge is that good of a player. Even the Edge himself says he sucks.
Yeah.
But I think he's really clever with the tools that he uses and the skills that he has to come up with the sound that he has. But I don't think anyone's calling the Edge a great guitar player either. Now, Jack White, who was also in the Edge, and young kids think Jack White's the greatest guitar player going, and I think those people are insane. So on that note, I will say it's easy to, now, again, it's not to say that we're disparaging players because we're calling them overrated. I just think certain people put certain guitar players on a higher level, like Clapton. And when you, like I said, if you listen to Clapton play with Roger Waters, then you go back and listen to Gilmour, you're like, give me Gilmour.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I just don't, even though the U2 fans, but that's the fans of the band. And what he does for the band, I think, is great. As a guitar player, I think he's interesting and he does amazing stuff with those delays and stuff, but no one's ever stopped and going, The Edge is a great guitar player. I don't think so, anyways. Let's flip the dial. What about who's the most, he's great. Who's the most underrated, underappreciated guitar player that deserves more appreciation or more love?
Gary Moore. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to start with Krellbod. He says,
Gary Moore.
Wait, Todd, you're saying Prince is underrated or overrated? Please don't tell me you think he's underrated.
Yeah, Gary got popular, with the blues in 1990 and stuff. But before that, he did a lot of jazz fusion stuff with Coliseum 2. He did the heavy metal stuff. And, and I've seen him play straight jazz before. And I mean, that guy was just an all around excellent.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
I'm with you, Todd.
Never got his just due.
Todd, if Santana wasn't so shitty, I would have given it to Prince. But Santana sucks so bad that anyone that says he's even good is overrating him. If they say Santana's not bad, they're overrating him.
Well, I'm not that extreme on Santana.
I like him.
I mean, there's some recorded stuff that's good.
Oh, is there? Thanks for that. Anyway, so let's go to Jerry. Jerry, underrated guitar player.
Well, I mentioned Whitfield, so I could stay with that answer. I really haven't. I don't know.
In 1979, Paul Simon had a solo album called One Trick Pony.
Yeah.
Let's come up with another name there, Jerry.
All right. So Billy. We love Billy, but maybe Billy doesn't get the love he deserves.
Billy who?
F. Gibbons, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Underrated. Interesting point.
One of my favorite players.
Yeah, mine too. But we're
phenomenal.
talking about being underappreciated. Maybe
I think he's appreciated. Just right. Probably.
Yeah. You know what? He may have a point because, I think he's looked upon more in like the popular side of it with ZZ Top, and maybe like if you look at guitar circles, a lot more are going to steer towards more like the Stevie Ray Vaughns or something than look at Billy Gibbons, who is way better. But
yeah,
that could.
I've just seen him play a lot live in recent years, like in the video clips and such. And he's just, I enjoy it a lot. I think
Cheech says John Sykes, who's a fucking great player.
Oh yeah,
great.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. You say name John Sykes, people like who? And you say, well, that guitar playing on the White
Speed for High. You're not the first person to say Mark Tremonti is underrated. I just don't know if I care when I hear his music that I want to hear him play any longer.
It was surprising that he was a shredder. Yeah, it was surprising that he could shred.
Yeah. Well, he makes money. I just never heard, probably is. Like I hear it very common, and so I'm not arguing it. I'm saying you're probably right, but I never gave him a chance. Hugh Caldwell, did you say who you thought was underrated yet?
I would probably say maybe Neil Sean.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You don't see him
his
name as much.
You know why I would agree with that is because Neil Sean, people say he's sloppy when he plays fast, or they give him shit, and I think he's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a fucking great player, and his melodic sense is.
Yep.
Just take the fucking those two records. You could just take what the hell's the name of that? What's the name of that record? Escape. Thank you, and Frontiers. Those two albums, his guitar playing on it is fucking perfect.
Well,
make it a double album.
Talking about Santana again. When he joined Santana, he was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
And there's a solo on called Everybody's Everything on one of the Santana albums that he plays on. That's better than anything Carlos Santana's ever played. And he's 15.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with that.
He's 15.
Yeah. Todd saying Alex Lifeson underrated ? My answer would probably be no, but good player. I think people put him right where he belongs.
Yeah,
Great
I was gonna
player.
say that.
Who do I think is underrated? That's a tough one. That's a tough
Dave
one.
Levine.
No. There's so many.
He's a
fucking
good
great
player.
players that
He's a
that
strong
don't
player.
get any recognition. Underrated player. Brian May.
Interesting answer.
Yeah.
Great player.
I think Brian May is underrated because he was in one of the biggest bands of all time. He's completely overshadowed by the songs and by the singer.
Mm-hmm.
But his guitar playing is seriously no joke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very rounded. He plays everything. I mean, Brian May, and I'm not the biggest Brian May fan. I just don't think people give that guy the love. Like, if someone says to me, Eric Clapton's one of the greatest guitar players of all time, how are you not saying Brian May's 10 times better? He is. And if you're not saying Brian May's even as good or even in the conversation, he's underrated.
Well, I'll say this. He is so versatile because if you listen to the older records, if you listen to Night the Opera, Good Company or whatever, he rolls the bass down on his thing, does whatever phase switching he needs to do, and he plays a solo that sounds like a friggin' clarinet, like jazz clarinet. And
plays the notes. I mean, even the harmonies on Bring Back that Leroy Brown. Yeah.
For sheer heart attack. Yeah.
Yeah. Sheer heart. I mean, everything. Underrated, Jan Harrison? Not to me. To me, he's overrated. I think.
Yeah.
I think the underrated guitar player in the Beatles was McCartney. And as much as I like what Harrison did, I don't love him as a player.
Dave, for overrated, I'm surprised you never said Robert Johnson.
Hugh, we're going to make a movie where we're trying to find the lost song because 29 of the songs all sound like the same fucking song. So we're hoping that the lost song maybe sounds a little different. No,
we're trying to make our choices in the first 1,000 years of human existence. I mean, the last 1,000 years.
I tell you, I love though is Howlin' Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
I always loved.
Actually, when Clapton played with him, that was probably some of his better stuff.
Oh, and like when Howlin' Wolf is yelling at Clapton in the London.
God, I haven't listened to that in ages.
He starts ripping on him. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you think of. Yeah, to me, it's hard when you start talking about shredder guys because I like shredder guys. I just think sometimes it's a one-trick pony. And you hear guys like Larry Carlton to me, and I'm like, come on. Guy's nailing every note. He's hitting the jazz points. He's playing clean.
If you hit hair metal, you've got tons of overrated guitar players.
CC DeVille might be the worst.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he is awful. Guy can't bend in tune to save his life.
Oh my God.
And and you got people that defend him to the end.
I was never a fan of Eddie Ojeda.
Yeah, he didn't really do much. JJ French was a better guitar player than him. And we know
what you think of JJ French. There's lots of great players. I don't want this Dave's Guitar Channel to be with urinating all over the 80s guitar players. We're defecating. It's more like a defecation. There's a lot of great players. I mean, when I grew up, I was big into DeMartini, and looking back now, when I listen to it, it's Red Beach was great. It's not the same. It doesn't hold the same.
He's not precise.
No precision. It doesn't hold the same value as it did when I was a kid. God,
I like Red Beach.
You know what came on the radio today was Rio by Duran Duran.
Her name is.
And that drum and bass in that one is like, you know what I mean? fucking groove, and then it's got melody on it, and the guitar player's playing these 2-note chords that are just down, down, and it's everything works separately and comes together. And I'm like, God, in the 80s, you know, bands that are listening to like, and I'll tell you who one of the most overrated singer-songwriter metal guy was Tom Kiefer. I remember in the 80s, everyone would say, do you know how talented he is? I don't, because I can't stomach any fucking song that band plays. So how is he so fucking great? Everyone's talking about it. And then you listen to it and it's like, well, that kind of sounds like Bring It On the Heartbreak without the fucking clever guitar parts. It sounds like shit. And then you got bands like fucking Duran Duran that people were putting people were putting down when I was growing up. They were like, that's girls' music. And these guys are fucking playing their balls off. Literally, they had to put their testicles in a glass next to their amplifiers because they would play their balls off.
Yeah. You know, I didn't like things like
literally. Yeah, they were great. We call that Duran song out on Saturday night. Oh, you did? Yeah, we didn't play. You know what? Here's the thing, Hannah Baum. Chrissy loves that song, so we like to play it for her. But fucking Jim, 2:00 in the afternoon, gig that afternoon, and he had a sore throat. He was fighting a cold. So he was the whole night going, can we pick low songs? Can we pick low songs? I'm like, do what you want. Just tell me what you want to play. But he wasn't trying to do any high songs. We did it the week before, and it's pretty good to mix up the set list every now and then. You know what I mean? I've seen you on Red Beach, and I've seen you on TV.
Yeah, I like Red Beach. He had a groove. I mean, past his tapping technique and
that
stuff.
That production's kind of thin, Dave.
What?
That song. Rio.
What? Oh, it's great.
I know, but it's thin.
What do you mean it's thin?
It sounds thin.
No.
Yeah.
Listen to that bass in there. Well, I don't know what stereo you're listening to.
I know, but it's not round. It's all snappy and.
Oh, you're crazy.
That was my bitch with that song. It's not beefy enough for me.
Oh, you're crazy.
Maybe, but I just thought it was.
You know who else was great too back then was Mark King.
Wait a minute. Just hold on. I like the Duran guys. What's the other one besides Rio? Fucking
Girls
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Oh, see, now that one's got a little more.
That was the first one
to it. Yeah. You know, it sounds a little more. You know,
rock.
Exactly.
Rocking.
Well, the other one's more of a funk.
Too glossy. I know what he's talking about. Yeah, I know. It's tight as hell, but it's just.
It's great.
Johnny Kramer says Neil Giraldo's underrated. I agree with that too. I love Neil Giraldo.
Oh, he's probably. You know what? Now, yeah.
You know who's another underrated guitar player, and Hugh Caldwell will be the only one who agrees with me. Bill Nelson.
Who's that?
Is that Bebop Deluxe?
Yeah. Hugh, do you agree?
Probably been on a lot of albums that people don't know about.
How about
I'm name dropping?
All the shit he did with David Sylvian?
Yeah.
Is there an album better than Gone to Earth? How good is that album?
Very good.
I hear your voice. I love Sylvian's voice. It's funny. I think of Sylvian when I think of Duran Duran because I think of Japan away. Yeah. The Art of Parties and great. Just great. Mick Karn. Right. And I love Steve Jansen. Drums.
I'm going to visit that band because I knew the name of the band. I knew Bill Nelson was in it. I don't recall any songs, but I know if I go back, I'm probably going to recognize some
Bebop
songs.
Deluxe.
Correct? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, what's the one? The Sky. What's the name of that song? Not the Sky. Maybe Crying something. What the hell is that called? Forget about Bebop Deluxe. My favorite Bill Nelson is Getting the Holy Ghost Across from 1986.
Crying to the Sky.
Crying to the Sky. That's it. Great song. Great song.
Okay. Well, I'm going to save that.
Yeah. But the song he did like Lost in the Mystery on that Bebop Deluxe, or the stuff he plays with David Sylvian, him and Robert Fripp, is just awesome. Oh yeah, Ride Like the Wind. I've been loving that Ride Like the Wind solo since I was a kid. I remember when we found out it was Christopher Cross was like 20 years ago. We were talking about it and we all thought it was Lukather, and then we looked it up. This is like 20. I mean, this is before Google. It was yeah.
Great song.
Great. It's a great song, great album. Oh yeah, he was. That doesn't piss me off. That's an opinion.
So now can we do underrated and overrated bands?
All right.
Mike Dwarf Hale from Killer Dwarfs is very underrated. Well, of course he's underrated. Nobody knows who the hell the Killer Dwarfs is. Therefore, no one knows who Mike Dwarf Hall is. Anybody in this group here know who the Killer Dwarfs is?
I've heard of them. Because
Help
Metallica
the name.
did some covers of this stuff.
You've heard the name, Hugh?
Yeah.
Can you sing me one song?
No.
Well, that's why Mike Hall is underrated.
Well, what song did I hear from them that Metallica covered? It was on Garage Days.
Yeah, Ride Like the Wind is good. And I got such a long way to go.
Michael McDonald.
Ah, the best.
Creamy. The voice.
He's great. I follow him on Instagram now. He's got a great ass. Thank you.
No, I was thinking of Killing Joke, but I know I've heard of Killing Dwarfs.
The 80s. I heard the 80s today from Killing Joke.
Oh, great. Remember the video?
No,
Fucking
but I
ragged and giant head and just.
That's Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Sega Night Moves. Are you saying that's underrated or overrated?
Isn't that on your set list?
No. Well, we've done it only when someone requests it, but it's not on our list.
Oh.
Overrated
One of those songs,
bands then.
people love that shit.
What would be an overrated band, Dave?
Overrated band for me. The band that does clocks. I can't even think of what they're called. Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hate them.
Oh, yeah.
Hate them.
They get a lot of accolades.
Hate them.
I agree totally with that.
Mine's easy.
Right.
Yeah, when he's running from the studio, Mike.
Yeah,
that's what did I say? What was my answer? I forget.
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Fucking hate them.
You forgot the name of the band in 2 seconds. That's how.
Well, you know, I hate that song. If I could change, what is it? What's that song? I used
the
to
one that ripped off
Oh.
from Satriani. They said then Satriani had ripped it off from some Brazilian band. So
whatever it is, that song
That
sucks.
Yellow song was terrible.
Oh, I fucking hate them. And I remember working I was doing studio work, and like 2 engineers were saying, "Oh my God, the record is so fucking brilliant, man. This is gonna change music." I'm like, you guys are douchebags. This is why they tell engineers to shut the fuck up and turn the knobs. No one wants to hear your goddamn. I'm kidding, folks.
then the lead singer marries Dogface there, Gwyneth Paltrow. Who everyone thought was attractive, and I just couldn't see it. Yeah,
Paul Jones. Yeah, well, nobody talks about John Paul Jones. He's awesome.
My overrated band, no surprise, is they have the overrated guitar player, Poison. Oh my God, I just couldn't understand that in the 80s. It's like I couldn't.
Yeah, but hindsight's 2020. Does anyone go back and like them? People like them at all?
Oh, there are legions of fans that still go see him. They leave
Michael
a
Irwin.
small thing seeing Bret Michaels.
Keith Scott's solo on Cuts Like a Knife is fantastic. I agree with you there. Very tasty. Nobody ever talks about him.
No argument. No argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Nobody talks about him. Very tasty player.
Wow, that was Michael Ireland. That's how you pronounce it. That's a great one. That's great.
Yeah, great one. All right, guys. Overrated bands. I said mine. I was the only one.
Yeah, I said
Krellbach said Poison.
And I don't need to explain that. Yeah, I think you know what I'm going to say.
I'm going to say you too.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
That's not a surprise.
They have, I mean, from after Octung Baby, every album I think you could throw in a blender and then piss it down the toilet. It's terrible. But Octung Baby, I think, is a great record.
That was the last good U2 records.
Totally.
I remember first listening to that, hearing that with the distorted kick drum on Octung Baby.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, what the fuck's this going to be?
Oh, yeah, On the Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The opening track.
Yeah. Boom, do, 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 go, do, go, 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 go. Yeah.
Mind you, I'm not a big U2 fan, but
Well,
I like
I
the
like
lot of
there was
stuff.
something on that
But
album.
I'm just, they're just okay.
All right. What do you got, Jerry?
Oh, I already, if you were paying attention, you'll
Which I
probably
wasn't.
see this. Wait a minute, Crowbar probably can see this one coming. So what do you think I'm going to say, Crowbar? Based on my
So this
previous-
is overrated.
Excellent one. RL says his understanding is that AOL customer support plays the newer YouTube music on hold.
You're not going to say Aerosmith, are you, Jay?
Yes, I am, exactly. I'm just, oh, God, forever. I fucking hated those guys.
Really? I feel that way about Jay Giles, except for 2 albums.
See, I love Jay Giles in stark contrast. However, I do like Toys in the Attic, but I bet you a lot of people don't like,
That's the one album I don't care for.
You see, so I like that, but because it's tight. Those guys are just, I don't know, too loose for me, too much bullshit. So, yeah, that's it.
RL, are you asking me to tell the customer support story on here? AOL customer support, RL? Let me know, RL. Give me a thumbs up if you let me tell the story. One of my all-time favorites. If he says no, I won't.
Still got to say you overrated.
I can, as it relates. Excellent. So years ago, when we had my brother's in the chat, years ago, RL and I were living together, and we were on AOL on his account. So I move across into Venice, and I call AOL, and I'm like, yeah, I want to get my account taken off my brother's account and just charge me separate. Which, because I didn't want to have to make a whole new email, I wanted to keep my email. So the woman's like, yeah, we can do that, but we got to call your brother so he has to, on the phone, verify that it's okay to remove that account, that name off his account. I say, okay. So meanwhile, I'm on the phone with the woman. I said, let me 3-way call him. So I call my brother. I said, Richard, I call, I go, RL. He's like, what do you want? I'm taking a shit. I'm dead silent. And the woman's like, Mr. Levine, this is America Online customer service. RL just starts fucking crying. We were both laughing our ass off. The woman was like trying not to fucking laugh, but she was dying too. He's like, yeah, it's fine. Take him off the account.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's fucking great. RL, what's up? I'm taking a shit. What do you want? I want 3-way with AOL.
The AOL voice. You got. You've got dump.
So AOL customer, he says now AOL customer support is code now. So anytime if we're out somewhere and RL goes, I'll be right back, I got to go talk to AOL customer support, that means he's got to take a dump. So that's what his joke was. He's saying that his understanding is that AOL customer support plays newer YouTube music on hold. Like that's the music, that's shit, basically, is what he's saying. Neil Young is overrated? I don't know no, of course he is.
I'll tell you
horrible.
what, I'm not a huge fan of that guy, but I wouldn't call him overrated.
Oh, I would. I'd call him overrated every day of the week. I can't stomach him.
Okay.
I like them.
Cannot-
There's a lot I don't like. There's
You
a lot
call
of them.
Aerosmith overrated, but not Neil Young? Fuck, crying
So what's
out
yours,
loud.
Dave? Overrated.
I said Coldplay is horrendous.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Did
that's,
you
no,
already
that's a
say?
good one, Dave. That's like, well, the like goes without saying, Nickelback. Like,
Yeah, but those are like
yeah, everybody hates those fucking.
yeah,
dudes.
they hate it on enough. All right, what do we got for the most underrated band?
Wait, did you say you overrated too? I wasn't paying attention. If you said,
I said
He
you
said
too.
He said you.
oh,
too.
you said you too. Okay. That's how the Octon Baby came up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, underrated.
Underrated.
That's how it works, right?
All right, underrated guys. Underrated.
Okay.
Who starts?
Well, underrated, I could go a million ways. I could tell you what the most underrated album I think is the Blue Nile Hats, right here.
Underrated.
What's
band.
the most underrated band? It's tough.
Can I just jump in?
Go ahead.
The Cars.
Underrated.
I
agree.
I think they're
I agree.
fantastic, but you know,
Those
since
first three albums are fucking
I
monoliths.
know, but then the other half of it is, you know, not
Terrible.
so great. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're saying
don't-
underrated.
bag.
well, I don't think people really. Well, you know what? I'm getting too much into musicality of it. I think a lot of people that like the Cars don't really appreciate the complexity of what's going on with all the things, with Elliot Easton playing. But that wasn't what the discussion
And
was.
really,
so
my whole appreciation stems from Elliot Easton, anyways.
yeah,
think he's
I immediately went to that too when
Yeah.
you said that, and I had to second guess myself.
He's amazing.
Oh, he is. He's super talented. You know?
Underrated guitar player. There you go.
Yeah, but he's
Look
a
at
monster
look at
talent.
Todd trying to play up to Jan.
Hey, so that's a good question. Are the
Purple.
Kinks underrated?
Oh.
I may agree with that.
I think the 60s Kinks are underrated. I think the 70s Kinks were good, but there's so much bad. They had
What about
so
the
many
80s?
albums.
Was there any redemption with Superman and low budget?
That was 70s. Superman 70s.
It's like 79, Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that the 80s?
Well, it spills
That's-
over, yeah. When it
Low
gets
budget. Low budget is the last album of the 70s. We can end the 70s with One for the Road, and then the 80s starts with Give the People What They Want. So I'm saying in the 70s, there's a lot of bad albums. The Muswell Hillbillies or whatever that record. Oh, Zebra's first album in 83 is fantastic. But underrated as a band? I don't think so. Underrated bands. Okay, I got my underrated band.
Okay.
And I say this is the most underrated band because I think there's 5 albums. I don't think there's a bad song on any of the albums. And I think a lot of people overlook them because the singer, but I'm going to say the Smiths.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow. Interesting response. I've seen Morrissey 2 times. So I was a fan all along.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
But I think that, they were certain people like those folks back in the day. And I think it carries on, but it's still, just a certain amount of folks. With
But I
Morrissey
think
in particular.
Yeah, but I think
He's
those
he was never
the
gonna be
first
as
the
big
first
as
album of the
fucking Rod
Smiths, Meat is
Stewart.
Murder,
Yeah.
Queen is Dead, Strange Ways, and then Louder Than Bombs, which encompasses the 2 Hatful of Hollow and World Won't Listen. So those 5 cover everything. I don't think there's a bad tune, and I think the band is, and anyone that can say they don't like them, I just don't get it. So I would say they're the most underrated.
Great stuff.
Well, Hugh was in Glasgow. How do you think the Smiths were received?
Oh, they were really successful here.
Yeah.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Most people, if I said to them, "You like the Smiths?" they would be like, "The what?" They know the people had no idea who they were.
Yeah. You got to be like on the radar to be even rated. You know what I mean? They may have just been forgotten in time to a certain degree.
Well,
But
I
to
agree with
me,
you.
when I said this,
grew up listening to that shit. So
when I
like-
said the Smiths, as far as I'm concerned, in the States, you could throw Depeche Mode in there and The Cure. I think all three of those bands are underrated. And maybe the Smiths, maybe The Cure almost as much as the Smiths.
yeah,
Depeche Mode had a couple of bad records. I never cared for Songs of Love and Devotion. I didn't care for that record.
Well, what the Smiths done over here was, even in the pop charts, they were like a more independent type band that actually had success on the pop charts too.
Yeah.
And they were kind of groundbreaking, like a first band to do that here. Because it was all crap in the pop charts, you know what I mean?
When you listen to them, it's a drummer, a bass player, and a guitar player with a couple of overdubs, and they sound fucking great. Huge sound.
Johnny Marr has a lot to do with that.
Amazing.
yeah.
And just even that opening riff of this charming man that upon the shed. Fantastic. I love Johnny Marr.
Okay, is it my turn to
Asia's
go
first
next?
album was good. What's that?
Is it my turn to go next?
Yes.
Yes. I would probably say Kansas. Because of a lot of similar bands, I think they get the least credit when they're absolutely amazing, especially live. They're fantastic.
The first 6 or 7 Kansas albums are all phenomenal. A punctured bicycle. Exactly, RL. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Mask.
Yeah, it's a great choice.
What's that? Mask, is that the album that has on Wings of Steel? I love that record. Icarus, Forged on Wings of Steel. Fucking great.
Love Steve
On a
Walsh's
hillside,
vocals too.
desolate. What's
Get
that?
the box set cheap.
Steve
too.
Walsh.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Great band. Underrated. And as far as prog rock goes, I put them up there with any of them.
Yep.
For some reason, they got a bad rap being lumped in with bands like REO Speedwagon and Journey. And they were lumped in with like Journey, Kansas, Speedwagon. It's like, what? These guys are way fucking cooler than that other stuff.
You know, a good sign of them being underrated is that a lot of times you'll give a song title, like if you say Song for America, right? A lot of people say, oh, I don't know that, but you play it from oh, I know that.
Boom. That's their best tune.
They have a lot of songs like that. Oh, do you know this song? And
Yeah.
you know,
It's great. Great. I'm with them on Kansas. I think Kansas are great. Has anyone here seen the documentary on Kansas on Netflix, or is it on Netflix? It's on something.
Didn't
I'd
know
have
there
to
was
watch
one.
Tears for Fears. The question is, are they underrated? I would say if they stopped at the album with Women in Chains, what's that? Sowing the Seeds of Love.
Sowing the Seeds of Love.
Well, then Kurt Smith left and he did the album with Break It Down Again. And I love that song, but I didn't think that album was very good. Gary Richrath. Yeah, not a fan. I wasn't a fan of Gary Richrath.
I
he
like
did some fun solos, but it's like, I mean, he's not great. He's not.
very rock
Rel
and
says
roll.
Tears for Fears. I think Faith No More was underrated. They got brand new because the song Mike Patton is incredibly talented. I hated their version of War Pigs.
You
know
I
what?
love Faith No More. I don't think they're underrated though.
I don't
I
think
think
so
they're
either.
right where they. I think they're right where they should be.
You know what? The thing about Faith No More was like when they
Aptly
did
rated.
War Pigs, I liked War Pigs until Mike Patton went into his voice. Time will take, and he does that weird voice that he puts on, and I'm like, oh, I'd rather hear Ozzy.
I love Mike Patton though. It's like,
but
I love Mr. Bungle too.
Elemental RL. That's right. That's the name of the album. So these are my dreams. But I mean, I do like Faith No More. I just didn't like that War Pigs, and I think Falling to Pieces was a great tune. Back and forth, yeah. But he says they got as rap rock. I thought it was pretty clever when they came out with that sound.
Epic. Yeah, Epic. Yeah. My mother liked Epic.
Yeah. I liked the album afterwards.
That came out in
they did,
1990.
I liked Midlife Crisis.
It's a midlife crisis off Angel Dust. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Angel Dust.
Your blood begins to boil down. ELO underrated. I'm not sure.
One of my favorites on there is RV.
Break It Down Again was after Sowing the Seeds, Jay Santiago. 100%. 100% Break It Down Again is after Sowing the Seeds. Sowing the Seeds is the third album. The album before that was the Big Hurt. No, what is it called? What's the second album called?
What band?
The meaning of derate is to lower the rated capabilities because deterioration. Mike Shane of Music. Funny. Break It Down Again was after, is my guess. 100% it's after.
Jeff C., I think ELO is right where they should be.
The Seeds of
I
Love
know
was
they're
89.
overrated, underrated. They're a great band.
Songs from the Big Chair, that's it. And The Hurting was the first one, right? With Change. You can't change. And Mad World.
My brother's on says 100%. 100% for what, John?
Hey, John, what's happening?
I saw a video of them doing Mad World recently, and it was very tight.
Yeah. He says he likes
Gary
the version
Jules.
that guy did, Gary Jules. He likes that version.
I love
better.
that version. I love that.
Yeah,
version.
so does Roland Orzabal. Stone Temple
that's the guy
Pilots.
from Guitar
Underrated?
Player.
No.
Oh, they're right where Stone Temple Pilots right where they should be.
I agree. I mean,
They're in the mix.
hey, John. I mean, you got, what was the, I thought 4 was a decent record. STP. What did you say, Hugh, for underrated?
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas. That was correct.
And
And what did you say, Jerry? Did you say anything?
Yeah, the Cars.
Oh, underrated. The Cars.
We may have to ask you to select another one because I went along with you, but I was tied into a whole Elliot Easton thing with you. And
Okay, well, maybe, and again, as I said then, maybe it stemmed from that.
Do you guys remember there was an album called Heartbeat City?
Yeah.
But there was an album called Shake It Up.
Yeah.
And there was also an album called Door to Door.
I don't recall that.
That's why you selected the Cars.
Oh, I see. There's some rubbish at the end.
Penis. Love that tune.
Okay. King Missile.
All right. Well, then Jay Giles, because
underrated.
They're
in my overrated. They're in my overrated pile.
See, that's why I threw that out there.
To me, they got 2 albums: Sanctuary and Love Stinks.
Yeah, but those covers they did, I don't know. They're just one of my favorites.
Here's a good trivia question for you. They did a cover of Looking for a Love.
Yeah.
Who did the original?
Well,
and
we talked about this like a month ago.
I know. I think I asked you already.
The
band was the Valentinos, which was Bobby Womack. And Womack wrote It's All Over Now that the Stones did.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny.
Santiago says the Tubes.
Yeah.
They had good stuff. They had some wacky.
Yeah, I don't know if they're underrated. I don't think so.
I think they're fantastic.
I'm not a big fan of the Moody Blues.
Yeah.
What
do you want from life?
I'm not either.
There's a few songs from Moody Blues I like.
What about the Oilmen? Thank you. I knew I'd get you, Jerry, to wake up.
Yeah.
I don't get the joke, but it just
This
sounds
band from the 80s.
Dave directed the video, threw it
I
together.
directed it all, right?
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
I stole footage right off of fucking.
Good, right, kid? Here, there you go. Nice. We got like
So
11 hits.
I may as well chime in with mine, and I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna pick 2 because they were influential with me, and I thought they should have been a lot bigger. They came around in the late 80s.
They're both wrong.
And really late 80s.
I don't know either.
And you know, when they were getting set to take off on a tangent,
Too big a build up. Too big a build up. Out with the name.
Oh, okay.
This is
First one, King's X. Highly underrated.
Disagree.
And you'd think they're overrated?
I just think they are where they are. When Black Flag comes on Ozzy's Boneyard, I have to tell you, I'm reaching to change it. To me, they're so
they played
unexciting.
that too much.
Now, if you said 24/7 Spy Strength,
That's my other one.
Oh, with Joel and Jim, then I'm like, yeah, that's complete. That should have been huge. But King's X to me is like, if I put an EKG on that record, Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, to me it's this. It's flatline. I find it boring.
They're such well-written songs, I thought.
I just find there's no edge. There's no edge.
Okay, chat, that's your listening homework this week. If you haven't listened to Gretchen Goes to Nebraska.
Oh, we were talking about Ultravox earlier, RL, because they're from Glasgow, Scotland, and Hugh here is from Glasgow.
But now let's talk about Spies. That was my second choice.
Great.
And they were
Great
such
band.
I was huge into them.
Great. And to me, I could throw Fishbone right with them as being underrated. I thought Fishbone was underrated. But I just feel like as far as like metal goes or like stuff with an edge, I thought that King's X was so soft. As far as the lyrics, everything about the songs, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's okay.
Well, see, I didn't look at it.
She wore a black flag in the morning.
Yeah, but you're going to keep bringing up Black Flag. There was more.
Sure, that was
Black
their biggest
Flag
hit.
wasn't on. That wasn't on Gretchen though.
But it's their biggest hit.
That was
I know, but
no.
You said
Their biggest hit. Their biggest hit was "It's Love," off of Faith, Love, Hope, 1990.
All right, in the chat, does anyone know it's whatever the song he just said, or do you know Black Flag from King's X? I only knew Black Flag when I had listened to them. That was the only song I've ever heard.
Well,
on the radio.
that's because you hear it on Ozzy's Boneyard.
Well, now I hear it now, but it was the only song I ever knew by them.
Well, yeah, you were probably out on the West Coast at the time because they were playing different stuff out there, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I say,
Bingham's a huge.
So much here, and
Bingham was a big. I've even seen them live.
Yeah, Michael Ireland says "It's Love" was their first hit.
Yeah, I've seen King's X live.
Yeah.
And this here's an impersonation of me at the show.
Well, I will tell you, they are an exciting live show. If you say who puts on an exciting live show, Spies will kick their ass, especially with.
But the Spies, the songs have an edge. There's an edge to them. There's something exciting about them.
Oh yeah, two totally different. They come from two totally. I'm looking at King's X like with the more music, the harmonies, and stuff. And yeah, that a funny story with that. I promise I'll make this short.
Oh, you will not.
The big secret was
4 hours.
Ty Tabor's guitar tone. And the guitar magazines were saying, "Oh, where's he getting that tone? Where's he getting that tone?" And I fucking knew where he was getting it from. And then he finally let on what it was, and it was a Gibson Lab Series. I played through Lab Series. It was my friend's father's for years, and I pinpointed that. It's like
the two people who cared where he was getting his guitar tone was the editor of that magazine and Krellbar.
Love, hate it. It was a very unique guitar tone. I like Ty Tabor.
No, I don't think he's bad, and I don't love it or hate it. It's just fucking vanilla, middle of the road. It's, to me, look, They might have some decent songs. They're okay. There's no edge. It's just boring. I've tried getting into it because Bingham was so into it. And so I was like, I used to put it in my car and I'm like, I'm flaccid.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you.
Okay. Viagra. Take care of that.
Boy, I can't hate this enough.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, well,
it's like listening to 24/7 Spies is like having Victoria June come out, right? And then all of a sudden someone puts on King's X and it's Nina Hartley's now coming out for the scene.
I like Nina Hartley.
You motherfucker.
Back in the day I did. But she's still doing stuff now, and it gets kind of okay, grandma's doing it.
Look at Dave. He's like, I'm gonna fucking put a bullet in my head.
I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
Just a little.
Yeah, well, Dave likes Sharon Mitchell. had a face for radio.
Fishbone, I thought, was a band that went through many stages of being great, and I liked them all except for maybe the album after Give a Monkey a Brain. I didn't care for the one after that. I forget what it's called, Nutmeg something, but what's that one called when problems arise? Out of my head. What was the hell the name of that record? And then Truth and Soul, Get Reality of My Surroundings. Those were great.
Well, you
records.
mentioned that '86 one, In Your Face. That's
In Your Face. That's what it's called. Out of my head. Yeah. In Your Face. Fantastic record. My wife. What is it? My wife's got an ass in her cock in the driveway. He says it backwards in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right.
this is a guitar channel. Let me ask the crew: is there any gear you guys are looking at and thinking this is interesting? I noticed. Let me just say this for you guys who are out there looking on the web for stuff. I noticed Roland finally came out with a small version of the space chorus. Looks like Jerry's got a pedal over there called the Trio. What is that?
Yeah.
Band creator.
It's advertised as the band in the box.
Okay.
So I got to use one off eBay, $80. And with the power supply, it worked well. You play a chord progression, you record it, and then it gives you bass and drum accompaniment.
Excellent.
And but it's kind of,
I have one, Jerry.
Jam over.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Destroyer treatment.
I think it's great for just putting a bass and drums on for something to practice along to.
Right.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm not going to record an album with it.
Correct. It's no songwriter thing, but
it's good fun.
I actually just use it for the drums. Because the bass is always like wild. It's always like thinking, wow, it's the busiest fucking bass player in the planet.
So are you recommending the pedal or you're not?
It's okay. How's that? It's $80.
$80 and it's okay. Well, you heard it first from Jerry, folks.
I give it a 7.
I've never used it. It's not something I'm interested in.
You can borrow it. You can try it.
To me, if I want to play to a song or play to a beat, Destroy by You Got to Love Me and My Sweet. All right, later, Jay. Listen, I'm going to say Roland. What's the space chorus? The RE201. What was that thing called?
Oh, that yellow pedal?
No, it was like a greenish rack mount. Now they have it in a pedal version called like the Space Echo 2 or RE2. Oh, that looked interesting. I don't know if anyone's taken a look at any of this stuff on. There's enough shit where like some guy did a video where he's like comparing a Mexican Strat from 2001 to a Mexican Strat, which is a player's Strat today. Space Echo, that's what it is. Yes. And it's in a small pedal now. And it's such a waste because he's playing like this. They both sound like Strats. They're both good guitars. Who cares? I just find like these demo videos now to be just a waste of fucking time. It bothers me.
The XP300 Space Station was the one I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. No, this is the Space Echo, the 201 RE201, I think it's called.
Yeah, my former rhythm guitar player years ago had one of those.
Yeah.
He loved it. A lot of weird sounds. Well,
Yeah, I mean, for the main
$335.
part, it's really just a slight echo with a reverb on it. You could get that sound using a reverb and an echo and not pay the fortune that they charge for it. So I never really understood that whole thing. And I have a couple of delays on my board, and I have a couple of reverbs. So, yeah. But anyways, that's
Space Echo.
What's that?
Michael Ireland says Space Echo.
That's what it was, the Space Echo. What was I calling it? It's weird because it's the RE, right? Which is like reverb, but it's a Space Echo.
I read that either as he was trying to say what it was or whether he's making a joke, like you say Space Echo, and he's like, Space Echo? Like some sort of,
I don't know.
joke.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to be funny. I just thought he was trying to be funny.
Well, you're not.
Well, you did a good job. Yeah,
Thank
fantastic.
you. There you go. Thank you. I wasn't alone on that one.
Way to get there. Oh, we're here now. All right.
But yeah. So, what pedal do I have over here? I have a pedal over here that I'll show. This pedal, I have to put it on the board. I haven't even put this on a board yet. This is a Boss pedal, given to me as a gift from someone. And
oh, geez, that sucks. It's the worst one ever. That's it. It's
a compressor CP. I haven't tried it yet, so
I've actually never used.
I love compression. We talked about this, and I don't know if he wanted to say, but Len Amaral gave me this.
Yeah, you want one that can go the full spectrum from like a little squash to full on squash. You know, you can compress it a little, but I love, being able to turn it up and totally squash the notes and get that country type of.
Yeah, but you don't have to totally squash it to get the country, because if you put something right behind it or in front of it, it kind of does it already, even pre-squash. So I don't like to do it too much, especially if you're going to use some type of drive like a Paisley drive, which also puts a little compression on the sound because it's putting drive on it.
Yeah, most drives have compression already.
Shane Fortian says, I'm getting ready to buy the new Line 6 DL4 Mark II. I still have my DL4 Mark I. What's my favorite reverb and delayed pedals? All right. So, Hugh Caldwell, why don't you start with this? What's your favorite reverb and delay pedals?
Well, I've got two favorite reverb. One is the Strymon Blue Sky.
Which the blue Big Sky or Blue Sky?
Big Sky, sorry.
Which one is the one that's the blue one?
Big Sky.
Oh, okay. That's one I have then.
That's what I meant.
I thought the Big Sky was the black one. Maybe it is the Blue Sky. I think you were right the first time. I think you're right, because that's going to be my favorite reverb.
I've had both, so I'm kind of confused, but one of the two anyway. And I like the Boss RV5.
You do? Interesting. Grelba, you have any of those favorites?
I've never used the pedal reverb in my life.
Well,
but what I have used, the close to it was Ibanez DE7. It was those, I forget what they called it. It's a DE7, but it had an echo. It had you could do an echo, and you could almost like get this deep wash that sounded like a reverb as well. So that's the closest thing, maybe. As far as
delay.
Oh, wait a second. The question was delay and reverb.
What are your favorite? Yeah.
Okay, I got this backwards. No, I have had I have a hardwire reverb. the Lexicon chip in it and stuff.
I know it.
So
that's what I use at my acoustic gigs.
What I meant is that I used delay pedals in the past. I haven't really used them that much, but I mean the D7's good for versatility. But I have the sought after one that's it's a pitch shifter delay combo. I think it's the PS3 from Digitech. that did a really good job at delays as well. Digital one. But what I like about the DE7 is that you can get the best of both worlds. The echo sounds more like a analog delay, and when you put it on delay, it's more like the digital one, like the Boss, whatever model it was, the DD, whatever.
Jerry?
I don't use any of that shit.
I figured. For me, I think the Blue Sky that he said is great. I also love the Shimmer, which is called the Seraphim reverb, which is by New Neighbor, which I love, which is basically a Shimmer version of the Wet reverb, but it's called Seraphim. Love it. For delays, my favorite delay is probably, I love the Alter Ego, which is basically it's the Alter Ego 2, actually. It's like, what's the blue one from TC Electronic called? It's a modded version of that. And then also
Flashback.
The Flashback. It's a modded version of the Flashback called the Alter Ego. And then I also love the New Neighbor Echelon. Really good. Shane 14 says Source Audio has a new compressor named the Source that looks really cool. Source Audio also makes a pedal called the Collider, which is a reverb delay pedal. And it's a really nice sounding pedal. I definitely am interested in it. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is the people who say I'm not into that stuff, like Jerry and Krellbach is saying it in the chat.
Well,
it's not for you. It's not for you. It's for the audience.
I went
so
back
stop
and
having contempt for the audience because of your ego. It's not for you. It's for the audience.
Well, when
I don't give a fuck what I don't like using drive pedals. Well, your sound stinks. Throw a drive pedal in front of that fucking amp. Let's go.
Well, I've always used drive pedals.
I'm joking here. I'm doing a bit, guys. Relax.
I do use those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But when I started off, I started off straight into the amp. Then I realized I needed a drive pedal, and for years, all I wanted was a little reverb on.
Well, you're not. Well, let me ask you this question: do you like David Gilmour's sound, Jerry?
No,
you don't. No. You're the only guy on the earth. This is what you're the last man standing. You're walking through the desert. You're the only guy who doesn't like David Gilmour's
Young's tone, and I like Billy Gibbons' tone. That's what the sound I like. That's what I like.
But you don't like David Gilmour's tone.
It's all right. It's very
you can't even lie to me. You think you can lie to me?
It's
everybody likes his tone. You need a delay for sustain.
I like the sound of his guitar, but
I went up the chain. I went from just a drive pedal to getting a few pedals, like try out delay, whatever. Went back to just a drive pedal, and I got pedals again. Then I got a multi effects. And usually when I play, I just want something with ability to get a little delay in chorus and a little bit of reverb. I'm fine.
Just remember what I said, guys. The pedals are not for you. They don't help you with your sound. They're for the audience. Give them a tone they can go home and think, that guy was good. That song was good. They sounded good.
Well, you could do that with the multi-effects.
You can do that with a guitar and an amp, Dave.
No, you can't.
Yeah, it depends on the material you're doing.
Wait, Dave has a point.
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah. If you're going to go play ZZ Top songs off of Tres Hombres, you don't need it. I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
you will need it if you're going to play a song off Sure Got Cold After the Rain Fell, because he's got a delay on his guitar on that.
Yeah, you get the pedals that you need to get the sound. But Dave, what you do is like you're like searching for that perfect pedal for the perfect sound for the songs you do. That way you end up with hundreds of pedals, however many you have.
Right, but I could cheat it and get it so I'm using just the same pedals, which I do. Well, but I'm saying
I'm a cheater.
But I'm just saying if you're playing a song, well, I mean, it depends on what you're doing with the guitar. If you're just playing your own stuff, you can sound the way you want to sound. But if you're going in and working on a guy's record and he wants a big sustainy song, what are you going to say? I don't own a delay pedal. I'm not going to take your fucking $1,500 because I don't have $100 delay pedal.
I think everyone should own, the basics of pedals. I mean, it's like just the basics.
I do have a box of them.
I'm sure you do, Jerry.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I did have for a delay pedal? A Boss DD2.
Wow. Oh, a 2.
Like the
I think that's
G4.
Japanese.
Yeah. And then, and that was cool because you get that edge sound to do like I Will Follow.
Right.
I like that.
Big hit with the Oilmen guys. When the Oilmen played, they always did I Will Follow and 99 Luftballons.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's a
and for someone that says they're not pedals, I've actually got quite a few, but
I'm sure.
Me
Jeff
too.
C says he's looking for a good fuzz.
Okay.
Jeff C, what kind of fuzz are you looking for? Like, name a song of the fuzz that you like that you want to hear. Problem with fuzz is a lot of people think the fuzz is doing all the
dude.
What?
NIB. What's
but again, I was just going to say the problem with fuzz is it depends on what fuzz you use, because if you're listening to Sabbath, that's going into a fucking tube amp that's being overdriven anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're not going to get that out of you can't use whatever fuzz he's using and put it up to a Fender and get that sound.
Right. But that's a great, if you want to like try to go for a tone, that's the one right there. Like a fuzz.
Yes, John, you're so twisted. Whenever you're playing for somebody, when you pick the songs you play, you make sure you play for the audience and you play it the best you can. Does that mean the audience can come up to me and pick any fucking song they want to hear? Fuck no. They can fuck themselves. But when I'm out there playing, I'm playing the best sounding sound that I can play. There's an old expression. It says, I spent a lot of time honing my craft to sound good and spent hours, thousands of hours. I don't want to go up on stage and make it sound like I didn't. Yeah, but that doesn't mean the audience gets to tell me what to play, John. You keep twisting it around. You have a very one-dimensional brain. I understand, but you don't. We have this argument smoking cigars all the time. Because he says, like, what if somebody calls off a song? And I'm like, I'm not playing that song. Well, the audience wants to hear it. No, one person in the audience wants to hear it, and I could give a fuck. If it doesn't sound good, it doesn't translate well. What?
What if there's a 50 in it for you? You and your friends.
Money talks, suckers walk, but it can't touch my 3 lockbox. My point is, you can't. If a song's not going to sound good, like when Jim and I play, we play acoustics and whatever. If somebody came up and said, "Can you play this song?" and I know right away that we can't make it sound good and do it justice, my answer is no.
I see.
But if we can pull it off and go, "Hey, you take that part, I'll take this part, and we'll do," then it's cool. You know what I mean? Then it's like, all right, we'll do it because that'll sound good. But am I going to go play a song that's not going to sound good because somebody in the audience asked me to play it? Fuck no. No.
Check out this one.
No.
This is a moldy oldie.
Is that a DOD?
Looks like an Ibanez.
Yep, DOD Performer.
It is a DOD. Wow.
Two 9-volt batteries. And that's the AC power supply, a 1/4-inch jack.
What year did you acquire that?
I was cleaning out an attic in like 1990. And there was some pedals. There was a rat. There was a chorus like this that I couldn't repair. I repaired this, but this still has like a little glitch. That's funny. You hit a chord and it detunes before it goes into the flange. It's a weird effect. I don't use this, but I still have it.
What is it made in Japan?
It is made. You're going to make me. No, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Interesting.
It's solid metal and stuff. And there was some on my pedal board that I didn't, I've got the Barber Direct Drive and tone press.
Solid metal, detunes before you play it. Sounds like a better paperweight than a pedal.
Yeah, until I iron that out. Or it could be a special sound that fits on a certain song. And
give that thing to Hugh. Hugh, you can throw it in the window to Ruby's Takeaway when they're closed and get some of those tables and chairs.
A friend of mine had one of these, and I always wanted one. And I ended up winning this on a channel. It's like win 1 in 3 pedals, and I said, "Well, I'd love to have this one." And that just so happens I won this one. Blues Driver,
Laza Craft Blues Driver.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of Jerry's favorites.
Yeah.
No, it's a good pedal.
It's a very good pedal.
It's a great pedal to go in front of a Marshall or those types of amps. It's not a great pedal, in my opinion, to play in front of a Fender Twin.
No, on the stock tone, you're not really going to get that much. It's like, but yeah, it's like you would use a tube screamer. You put a little
It
bite
colors
on
an amp. It colors an amp. But like I said, some pedals. So the pedals that I like, my pedal
this
boards
has
are
the hot
designed
rod
like
circuit, so it's like that helps.
what is?
The Wazacraft, you get with one switch, you get the old circuit design, and then you get a modded design that has more gain and more. Yeah, I think it's more
So
gain.
Dave,
gains
what
a
would you?
different shape.
Oh, that's very cool, Shane.
Yes.
Sorry.
If you wanted to get a lot of grind out of a twin.
Well, I was going to say, so then there's pedals that you would use that you can use. I'm getting a hum that you could use for that would go that better for a twin. For instance, I think a tube screamer sounds better in front of a Fender amp than say the Blues Driver, whereas they both sound good in front of a Marshall. But the Blues Driver probably sounds a little nicer in front of the Marshall.
I see.
And this right here, this has been my wah pedal for the last 30 years.
And I also like other pedals too. Like I like the Angry
Works at the
Charlie.
volume.
There's all kinds of modded
The Timmy.
TS9 stuff, like the Rock Box, Boiling Point, stuff that's good that I think sounds good in front of a Fender. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I gave those amps up years ago. Just that tone's not there for me.
John, how about no? How about let's not discuss that? How about let's never discuss music?
Wait, what did he say?
It's just going on and on about something I don't want to have a conversation about. When you play as many gigs as me, John, you can have a conversation about me, about what songs you want to play. And when you play 500 gigs in a year, you let me know. I know he's driving me nuts with it. I'm just telling you.
Anyways, is surprised I have this. I mean, Dan Donegan, the weapon pedal. I got this for the sitar sound. This is probably the best digital sitar sound I could find out there. We used to play Listen to the Flower People by Spinal Tap. I need that sitar sound. And it does the Dan Donegan stuff good too, but I could care less.
I don't even know what any of these pedals you have are.
Yeah. Well, these are
Is that a DOD also?
Yes. Digitech, actually.
Oh, Digitech. Because remember the DOD, like the Octoplus?
Yeah.
I used to have one of
Early.
those.
I
I
did
ended
too.
up selling
That's
that.
what I remember from
It was
DOD.
like-
The
it was like
Octoplus.
Lupia-colored.
My first
Didn't they
analog
also-
delay was.
Did they make the OD preamp 250? Was that them too?
Yeah, that was Inkvase.
Yeah, that was it.
They used. Yeah. Yeah, DOD made some. Their analog delay was my first delay pedal, and it just crapped out over time after 15 years. And but I mean, that was a good analog sound delay. And yeah, these are all ones you don't know because these aren't on my pedal board. I'm not getting my pedal board out, but it's like but this I put up against any tube screamer. This is probably better than a tube screamer.
Oh, it's the 808 circuit.
I
Yeah.
know that one.
Yeah, well, the
Yep,
808
and-
circuit's the.
Who made that?
This is Behringer,
Behringer.
19 bucks
You can.
plastic.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
see. How much money?
But
Short.
Oh, it's
1999.
really cheap.
$20.
Yeah,
new?
20 bucks new, probably like 15
Wow.
years ago.
I
And they're
think
still
the,
not
I
that.
think
They're
the
like
808
29
circuit's
bucks, bro.
far better than the TS9 circuit,
Yeah.
personally.
And they add a little more gain to this too. If you turn the gain all
Yeah.
the way up, it's going to have more gain than a tube screamer.
Yeah.
And there's
that's
only
what
one
the
more, yeah.
that's what the Duelist does too. It doubles the gain.
But that
of the
pedal
tube
would work
screamer.
with a ton of amps.
Which one?
That one. the
That
green
Behringer?
one,
Yeah, 20
That-
bucks.
That exactly.
It might be
For
like
20, you can
29
have
now
a
because
couple,
of inflation.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. If
Hey,
one craps
I
out,
saw an ad today for a vintage 1960 Champ. Ready?
Hmm.
30. It was either 34 or 3,800 bucks,
Fucking hell.
Holy crap.
and it was immaculate though.
Yeah, but you know something? Have the caps been replaced in it? Because those old caps, they'll
60 years old, man.
yeah. If you don't use it, those caps will still go bad.
I'm sure. And
Yeah,
you
the
gotta
leak.
Yeah. And then you got to replace it. And then you kind of ruin the vintage price of it if you don't use specific capacitors and you run to that whole thing. It's like,
I got
it's
you.
a
But the thing was,
nightmare.
the chrome thing was like chrome. In
Yeah.
the tweed
Is it
was
me
like
that's? Oh, it is me.
brand new. You know, it was incredible.
Why is my
Yeah.
fucking?
I would buy
Big
something
money,
like that
though.
to flip if I could get a price where I could
It's
flip
so
it.
shitty.
Yeah. No. A friend of mine got one from his dad. And then I remember there was one in a pawn shop in the 80s. It was $600. But
my brother had
never see him.
not that this is in the 60s, but you remember the Super Champs, the Paul Revere designed one with the push pulls and stuff like that.
That was like the late 70s, 80s era, right?
Yeah, early 80s, this particular one. And that was a great little amp. That was fun. I actually started playing that. I kind of inherited it and sold it, and then should have hung on to it. Those are going for like $1,000. I think.
Oh, did it sound
like
good?
$300. Oh, I loved it. I wish I still had it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Because because Fender, when they designed distortion circuits, they weren't good in my opinion over the years and stuff, but that Paul Revere circuit actually had pretty good distortion on
Those are all like twos, right? Like the Princeton 2 circuit. And,
No, was it a Super Champ too?
wasn't that the deal, Dave? They were like, there was a Champ, there was a Princeton, there was a Deluxe and a Twin, maybe. There were like 4 amps. And they're all been very sought after for a long time. You know,
You mean the brown face ones or the?
No, the 80s ones. They're like from the Rivera.
Oh, I have
stuff,
no idea.
You know, but I think it's like 81,
Yeah,
82,
no idea.
somewhere in there.
Rivera stuff.
Blackface.
And at the time, I didn't know it was Paul Rivera doing it. I found out
nobody
afterwards.
did.
It's like,
We
yeah,
didn't
The
know
Rivera
until the
is the
internet.
Rivera stuff where they took out the negative feedback loop.
did they? Did they?
He did some shit. He made him.
I don't know
sound
that technical thing.
That's what I know.
But yeah, Rivera loved those push-pull circuits.
Yeah.
Geraldo Rivera did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the hell
he
is he
found the
doing
amp
playing?
in Al Capone's vault.
Exactly. I
Oh,
was gonna say that.
is he still with us? He's gonna be.
Oh yeah,
80
he's
something
a
years
Fox.
he's still on
are you
TV?
talking about Geraldo or
Geraldo,
Paul?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's not
Geraldo.
that old.
Yeah, Geraldo's
Yeah,
he's
he
on
is.
Fox News.
He's as old.
Geraldo's in his 70s probably.
No, dude, he's like 82 years old. Look him up. He was born in 1939, if I'm not mistaken.
43.
Well, so all right.
Okay.
So he's 78
he's-
now, right?
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, 78, 79.
79 this year.
So okay,
Mhm.
depending on when his birthday is, right? So close enough. Wow, he's still on TV. That's unbelievable.
You used to watch him on 2020 with Hugh Downs.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, he's had quite a career. What? How about the Nazi thing?
Oh yeah,
Got-
yeah,
oh, got his nose broken. That was bad.
yeah. And
That was bad.
No, well, I wouldn't do that, Johnny. You don't want to overdrive a studio monitor.
one more pedal, and this is the one I talked about earlier. Pitch shift to delay PS3.
Oh yeah,
This is actually this held
It's a
its
boss
value
pedal.
very well, and it's and I mean you can approximate a 12 string on here because with this pitch shifter, it goes in half steps, and you have an upper and a lower in the main one, so you could
Yeah.
basically adjust it to be a 12
I
string.
think I have the
Tracking's
pitch
pretty
shift.
good.
I think I have the PS5 in my closet, but now they're up to the PS6. I think they're on the 6 now.
This is kind of sought after now. I think these might be up to $200 now. It's Japanese pink label. What it is that there's a certain setting on here that you can like arpeggiate on and
That when you
get a
throw it
ring
through a
modulator.
window.
Yeah, ring modulator sound that arpeggiates, and it's a sound that people are really interested in on the internet. And that Jack price no idea now. Bought this in '95 for like $89.
Anyways, Johnny, you don't want to plug a pedal into a studio monitor because you don't want to overdrive that. You'll blow it. A guitar amp can take stuff into the front end. That's why you can put a pedal in front of it. You know, it's got a whole buffered circuit there that can handle it.
Would the output from a pedal even power a speaker, Dave? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would?
It very low sound.
Well, it's a studio monitor. Is it a powered studio monitor? I don't even know if it could be powered. I have no idea. I'm just saying, don't do it.
Take it from me. I mean, like when I was a kid experimenting stuff, I plugged the distortion pedal directly into a speaker and it makes a very faint sound. Yeah, it didn't blow it. No.
I
also wired my TV speaker to be an amplifier. I was able to get the jack and put that 1/8 in, put it in the headphone thing, and play it through the speaker on TV.
How long did that last?
Dad was funny. Well, you know, I'd have to switch it around every now and then.
All right. Well, we should start to call it. It's 3 hours. Hugh, what do you want to say for the evening? Anything? I want to thank you for coming on, Hugh. Always a treat to have you. Always a treat.
Pleasure to be on, mate.
Yeah.
It was great.
I always like having you in the chats when I do my live AM station. It was always nice of you to be in there.
Good fun.
Yeah. And was the song selection all right this week?
It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Oh, awesome, really. Power just to test it, Dave. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. You'll blow it. They're more fragile than an amplifier. An amplifier is designed to take
designed for all that mid. It is fucking pop it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, dude.
Don't.
I did it when I was a kid, like Crowbar. I fucked everything up, believe me.
Oh, yeah. I used to F with stuff all the time.
I used to play my guitar through a ghetto blaster.
Oh, yeah? How long did that last?
I'd be like
10 minutes?
2 days.
Oh, yeah, see? Yeah. It works for a minute, but then you kill it. You know.
I was 8 years old, and there was a frayed cord on stereo system, one of those old stereo systems. And so I knew enough about that, you know, I used a knife shaped down thing and I twisted the things together. What I didn't know was that duct tape was conductive.
It is?
Yeah, it is. It's conductive enough. So, you know, I knew I had to insulate the two wires from each other. So I wrapped it around each wire, then wrapped it around that. I plugged it. It's like,
yeah.
2 points.
Kaboom.
All righty. Jerry, what do you got going on? Anything exciting? Am I going to see you Wednesday, sir?
I'll try to make an appearance. I get, what I got going on. So I don't stay there long and it's nearby. So probably is it the usual kickoff, 8:00-ish?
Well, yeah, we could do it later if you need it later this Wednesday. Because every other Wednesday I do the chord therapy, but this Wednesday I don't do it.
I see.
And John in the chat, John Dos Lobos, are you doing your is it jujitsu? Is that what he
kickboxing.
Kickboxing. Are you doing kickboxing tomorrow night? And so if you needed to go later, if you want to do 8:30, I have Rich till about 8:00, and then we can go 8:30, and that way you buy you a little bit more time. I'm in no rush to get out of there. Usually it's because I'm in a rush to get out so I could do my chord therapy every other week.
It'd be nice to see. We'll talk.
Yeah, John, you at the gym tomorrow?
Who?
I'm asking my brother.
He'll answer. It's just they're a few minutes behind. I wonder if Al's going to ask if the corn is seasoned.
He didn't take the rolls, man.
He didn't take them. But he took 9 bags of fucking peanuts.
Well,
he went back and forth to his car twice before you even got there.
Oh.
If you have to give lessons at the AM station gigs, you're going to charge for it. If you have to give lesson at the AM station. A lesson at the AM station gig? I don't get it. What lesson? Not sure I understand that.
What are you going to do? A lesson in between sets?
No, I don't know what I don't understand. If you have to give a lesson at the AM station gigs, you're going to have to charge for it. What's the lesson?
I suppose that if people pay enough during the middle of the sets, you give lessons.
I'm sure would say, hey Dave, can you show me a song? Here, here's fucking $25.
Yeah, my brother posted something.
All right.
My brother's the electrician, but I'm the one that fucked with electrical stuff when I was a kid.
So tomorrow night, Krell,
yeah.
I'm debating between White Ash because Steve's going to be out of town. You know, Steve Demers is out of town. And
I know
it still would be Nathan and Jamie, but Cigar World East, Kevin and Lou go to. I know what your plans are tomorrow. I know you like to stay in on Tuesdays.
Yeah, a lot of times I do. It's like, you know, I'm trying to. A lot of times when I drive out, I'm tempted to grab my meal on the run, and I'm trying to stay away from that.
Right. Well, I eat at home and then I go out.
Yeah.
You had to show the crowd the song at last AM.
Cigar World.
I did?
Oh, that's in Warren. Okay. Warren.
Yeah. Although I'd still do
at the gym,
Ash.
that would be close.
If what?
Yeah. If my brother's at the gym, that's actually close for him. He's in Warwick, so that's just coming up.
Oh, he is? He's in Warwick Davis? Hey, Hugh, have you ever seen the show with Warwick Davis, Life's Too Short?
Yes, I have.
Isn't that brilliant?
That's really funny.
I think I gotta start watching that.
When he goes to the wedding and they're like, you're supposed to come in costume. He's like, well, that's not Kenny Baker in the R2 costume. Yeah, it is. Oh, hey, Kenny. And then they get a beer costume. They're like, I have a beer costume. Like Napoleon Dynamite in the time travel machine.
Hmm. Oh yeah, there was a time travel machine in that. I'm trying to remember that reference though.
He's doing the. What time does that get over for him?
Yeah,
because I'm either going to be at the Ash tomorrow night or I'm going to be down at Cigar World East.
We shall see.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Just text me, John. Or I'll text you where I'm going to go if you want to go.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I'm going. It's a soft no right now, but
yeah,
it's like it depends on. You know, I may get my fill on cigars tomorrow. If it's nice enough out and not windy, I'll sit out back and.
Well, yeah, you know, Thursday is going to be warm. Friday is going to be warm. I might do a cigar live Thursday, like one of the
cigar.
Yeah, perhaps we'll see. Folks, we'll see. Don't hold me to it, Cheech. Don't hold me to it. Cheech will end up emailing me. Are you doing it Thursday? I don't know. Depends on what I got going on. All right, everyone. Well, I'm teaching tomorrow. Okay, what time does he teach till?
I think he gets out at 9 or 10. I'm not sure.
Oh, all right. Oh, that's late. Yeah, because I'm there till about 10:30. All right, Tim Thomas. Thank you. Partagas. I love the Cuban Partagas. Cheech, exactly. All right, so everyone, listen, have a great night. I want to thank Hugh Caldwell all the way from Glasgow, Scotland.
Cheers.
The home of Paul Buchanan and Liz Fraser. I want to thank Jerry Gorham, who's over there in the town next to me, about 1.5 miles away from me. I can hear him shouting out his window sometimes.
Yeah.
Turn it down. Mm-hmm. Want to thank Krellba.
Yep. Still with my Charlie Brown Christmas tree back there.
He still has it under his
Christmas time is here.
Oh, the Charlie Brown Kwanzaa's the favorite. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yo, bitch.
Of all the motherfuckers, you the motherfuckingest. Oh, I love that. All right, everyone, listen. We hope we gave you a lot. We hope we gave you a lot of entertainment here. Hold on a second. Somebody made Jan all upset. Let's see if we can get her back.
Jan, we're really sorry. We didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Will you come back to the party with us, please?
For some reason, I got to play that clip one more time. Would you look at the shit-eating grin on Peter Brady in this scene? Why does he look like he's just like the cat that ate the canary? Look at Peter Brady.
Jan, we're really sorry. We didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Will you come back to the party with us, please?
Oh, he's so happy she's getting invited back to the party.
Please.
Oh, absolutely, John. Down at Joyle's there. What's it called? Havana J's in Cranston, Coventry. Yeah, we'll get a pick a night. We'll go down there. I like Paul. All right, everyone. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. Let me find my exit here. Here we go, right here. Okay. Anyone here want to say anything before we go? Give a wave.
I'm all set. See y'all later.
Hugh doesn't say anything, but just gives the wave, and I will say I will say very good.
Okay, goodbye, Ted.